welcome to the Sewing Quarter. I'm Natasha McCarthy and I'm here for the next 4 hours. Not alone though, lovely Janis is here to give us lots of hints and tips and dressmaking goodies. We've got tools of the trade for you. We've got dressmaking, we've got silk painting coming up at 11 and we've got bunting galore for you this morning. It's all about those beautiful fabrics. It's all about what we're going to do with those beautiful fabrics. So stay with us for the next 4 hours and join us because we've got a lot coming up for you. I feel dwarfed by this today. She's tall, isn't she? Now, let's have a little think about how you can get in touch this morning because we love it when you do get in touch. So you can head to the website. There we are, live. Woo, underneath where you watch live. Oh, OK, go to watch live first. There we are live. And then scootle down. That's a technical term. And then there's message to studio. You can message that. Now, that's for a little quick message. If you've got tomes and tomes that you wish to write to us, that's absolutely fine. But send us an email, which is studio@sewingquarter.com. Underneath that will be all the products from today's show. A shopping list, if you will, of everything that we've got on the shows for you. So lots under there. It's like a quick reference guide. If you haven't remembered the code, don't worry, because it just pop onto there on the website and it's there. And then have a little peruse around the website, because it's amazing what you might find. Hello, Janis!
Hello, Natasha. How are you this morning? Are you okay?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
Jolly good, jolly good, jolly good. Yep, yep, yep. Nice for a Friday morning.
You're always in the best of moods, Janis. I love working with you. Do you ever have a bad day?
No.
Good.
No.
Excellent.
No points.
There you go.
No points.
We're having a good day here at Sewing Quarter.
No, you think some people have big highs and then big lows, don't they? But I don't have the lows that often, so no.
Just happy even
just
the whole
happy,
time.
happy,
We like
all
that.
the time.
Now, Janis, we've got you in this morning because you are a dressmaker of many years.
Yes.
We won't say how many. But it's fair to say you started dressmaking with your mum.
Yeah, years ago, yeah.
And she used to get you doing all the tailor tacks for... She was a seamstress.
Pulling the thread.
Yep.
So what you used to have to do was actually pull the thread of the fabric you were using to make sure it was straight. So in France, I think they do that a lot with the designers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with the designing houses. They pull the actual thread on the fabric before they... Once you've cut it, you then sit there pulling the thread until you know it's definitely straight.
Oh, gosh.
And we used to take hours doing that as well.
Is that the same as me when I snip in and rip?
Yes, yeah, but it does work. But sometimes you have to be careful with the fabrics that you do that with because it's not...
Top tips
Cottons
already.
are okay, but don't always do it on certain other fabrics because you can actually pull the fabric and wet the fabric. So don't
now, this morning...
So yeah,
we've got a device for cutting very straight lines, which we'll get to in a minute.
It's really good.
It's good.
Really
well,
good.
Where to start? Let's start with an iron.
An iron.
Now, we've got here. This is our Clover mini iron.
Yeah.
Come over here. Because you went round your friend's house, didn't you, at the weekend?
Yes, I did. And she'd got one. She said, I've bought this wonderful thing. And she showed me the mini iron.
And you knew exactly what it was?
I knew exactly what it was, but I'd never seen one before. I'd never used one before.
Right.
And when she showed it me, I thought, yes, I know what this is. And she loves it because she does hat making and she does toys and she does a lot of things like that. And she swore by it.
A lot of different crafty ironing.
Yes.
Now, when you get yours, it will come... It comes with a little stand there, but this is the attachment that it comes with. So for this, we're looking at this being absolutely perfect for getting into all those little nooks and crannies that your normal iron just too big. And how many times do we do different projects and there's a little tab or something that you've got to iron and you just, like yesterday when we were making a makeup bag, a cosmetic bag, and it got stuck, the little tab got stuck to the underside of the iron and you've got to sort of try and get it off. No. Be safe. Have your little mini iron. So the mini iron comes with, obviously, the iron, because it would be silly not to. Yeah. And the small attachment. It also comes with the little screwdriver down there, which means that you just unscrew that bolt there and replace the tip, because we've got 3 different replacement tips for you to look at. And so whichever form of crafting or sewing that you do, we've got the tip for you, or the adapter. So $49.95 gets you a Clover mini iron, OKGQ17.
Yeah.
Really useful, really useful. It's got a high and a low heat setting as well, so depending on which fabrics you're working with, it's got all of that. And this, all you do, pop that in there, and then just twist, and it takes it out. I have turned it on, so I'm not going to touch that. Obviously, wait for it to cool before you change the tips. Sounds a bit obvious, but I'm going to say it anyway. And then it's got a little clover rest.
And that's going to be great for doing darts and intricate things on your normal sewing.
Well, yeah,
which I would use it for.
Let's have a look at the different heads then that we've got.
Yeah.
So this is your iron tip large. This one here. See, these are great gifts, aren't they? Birthday, Christmas, Mother's Day, you know, and then maybe if you know someone that's got a Clover mini iron, then you can maybe get one of these as a little gift. $8.95. Now, maybe, because a lot of people will have the Clover mini iron but not have any of the adapters. So it's a nice little...
Yeah, she's a very dear friend.
So what would you use this one for?
That would be I'd use on the darts and into... You know, little bits like that on the actual sewing.
I'm thinking into your corners. You know when you make a cushion and you can't get into the corners? You can with that now, can't you?
Yeah.
Really handy. It's just that little bit bigger. That's the size of the one that it comes with. So you can see the difference in size there. It's just that step up, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just that bigger size.
Nice. So we've got that one. ECGQ48. Do you want to see the next one?
Yeah.
It's this one.
Now, what's that for?
Now this one, this little cheeky one, is for your flowers. You know we were talking about making flowers. So if, for example, I wanted to get shape and curve in here, then I could get that iron in and really get that shape and mould the shape.
Yeah, that's great.
And that's what this one is for, is getting those small, delicate curves. Yeah. So if you do your sort of craft sewing, things like that, where you need to get in that tiny curve, this is the one that you can see there. There they are.
See, I made a hat for the wedding, and I made flowers like that.
So you could have...
But I didn't have these.
It's the next step up, isn't it?
It is the next step up, isn't it?
Now, Jo Carter makes... What does she make? Purses.
Yeah.
Oh.
And she does...
So, purses. To do the bit on the bottom...
Yeah. I think that's what Anne used it for, because she had a makeup bag. I think that's what she used it for.
Perfect.
For the
so lots of... It's that curved bottom.
Yeah, it is that.
On the bottom of the purse. Lovely. So again, another handy one, $8.95. Pop it in your basket. DGGQ75.
I'll pop all them in my basket.
There's a lot of letters there, isn't
I'll pop all these in my basket.
Janice's basket is piled high. Hey, but this is the thing. If you're joining us today for the first time ever, good morning. The other thing to mention is, of course, our P&P. Our P&P is done by the day. So you might see lots of things on this hour and go, fabulous. It's not done per item like it is elsewhere. Yeah. It's not done per times that you check out your basket. It's done per day, and it's a flat rate of $2.95. You'll never pay more than $2.95 for your P&P here at the Sewing Quarter. So it doesn't matter. You can, because sometimes you can rack up the postage to be almost as much as what you're actually buying.
Can't you just?
So $2.95 all day, and then it just gets applied at midnight. Yeah, so you can just check out your basket as many times as you like. Now, this one here, I was going to say it's for your bunny legs, but then I realised that other things have legs.
Because that can get into toys, can't it? Because of the shape of that.
We've used this on bunny legs.
Yeah.
Other legs are available.
Yeah.
Bunny ears. Well, I don't want to, I don't want to discriminate against other legs or ears. If you've got the Tilda books and you make all the different Tilda animals, that would have been...
Ideal. Getting into the... It's like with the seam
Well, yeah, absolutely. I'm on the last limb of the monkey, the Tilda monkey. This would have been so handy.
Ideal. Yeah. Yeah.
And also to help actually poke it out.
Poke it out. It's right.
That's the one. You see, you've even got a doll there with a leg. Well, 2 legs, actually.
And that's ideal for sewing on the corners.
Isn't it?
Necks and...
Well, it's also handy, like you say, for doing the bias.
Yeah.
Which we're going to have a look at binding in a minute. Stay with us for that. So lots of different bits. I rate this piece of kit. I really like it.
I do, definitely. It's really good.
This is what you get, but with this adapter, and then you decide which extra adapters you want. So that one comes with it. We've put this one on because we're going to use it in a minute. But you get the iron you get the little screwdrivery thing there. See, there we go. Oh, there we go. You get all of that, basically. Iron, screwdriver, and adapter. That's a great piece of sell, isn't it?
It is.
You get all that.
Wonderful.
It's all of that. Oh, look, you can see even the little clover stand.
Yeah.
So that it doesn't melt stuff. Oh, is it Patrick's Day today? Oh, there you go. Well, this is perfect, isn't it? How very appropriate. I'd like to say it's almost like we planned it, but clearly we hadn't, as I had to ask if it was actually St Patrick's Day. Good. Excellent.
I don't know.
Should we see all these things in action?
Yes.
Right, okay, which takes me on to the next fab item that we've got on the show for you today. Ooh. If I had to have one piece of kit that would make my life
a lot easier,
it's this.
Is it?
Yes. And the circle cutter. 2 things.
Yeah.
And the clover on 3 things.
You mean all of them, really? It is. It's hard. You can just keep spending. But
if you're wondering what this is... I will be careful. There we go. This is your rotary cutter, but not as you know it. No. Okay, because, as you can see, it's on a slidey thing there, which means, firstly, every time you cut, you are cutting in a straight line. Yeah. Now, with this is absolutely superb because you're not only getting the rotary cutter ruler, but you're also getting this clever piece of kit, which is your easy blade change. Now, this is normally $31.49 by itself, but it's kind of bundled in with this, so there's a nice discount on it. So, here's the thing. You can see in there's a blade, but this makes blade changing safe. It's the bit I hate with rotary cutters.
I cut my hand on my rotary cutter a few weeks ago.
It kind of puts me off using them sometimes. Well, no, because I've got all my fingers. I'm, fussy about that. So you pop your blade in there. So you take your blade off there, pop it in there, but you take it off as a whole, and then pop it in there. In fact, it shows you on the side, and then you just twist it off. Look, here we go. There, can you see on there? So that's how it comes off the rotary cutter, and then you pop it in there, takes the blade out for you. You never have to touch that blade.
That's good.
Now that is worth $31.49. My fingers are worth at least $31.49. Now I don't have them insured. I've worked with artists who have their right hand insured for £1 million. But $31.49. I reckon my hand's worth at least that.
It is. And if you get it included.
But we're not selling that by itself.
No,
because this is coming with this. This is a bonus. This is an extra bonus. So for you to get both of those things, we're looking at $64.95. And the code for this is USGQ67. Now, why do we need this? Well, here's the thing. Firstly, I don't know about you, I'm really rubbish at cutting straight lines.
Cutting straight lines.
It's a thing for me. I'm not very good at it. I put my hands up to that. And if I want to get, say...
the perfect cut.
Yeah. So you use straight lines for binding.
Yeah.
For me, I use it because I like 2.5-inch fabric strips.
Yes.
But they come... You can get them selvage to selvage.
Yeah.
So I want something that's going to cut it straight. If I'm doing it with a ruler, I'm going to have to keep moving that fabric down, trying to cut again, moving it down.
And also it moves, doesn't it, a ruler?
And it's never straight.
It's never straight, no.
Never entirely straight.
That will hold the fabric as well.
Watch this, Janice. Watch this. Can you be my glamorous assistant and grab the other half of that?
Yep.
Okay. Selvage to selvage. We've got this on a later show, actually. Selvage to selvage. This is off one of the mini bolts that we've got later on. Let's fold it in half. Fold it in half again. Now, I want a 2.5-inch fabric strip.
Right.
That's what I want. So I lift this up and I put my fabric underneath.
And it's got all the measurements as well.
It has got all the measurements. I can line everything up. If I'm using my mat, I can line everything up with the mat. But not only that, I can just... Okay, do you know what? That's not quite... That line, you can see it's not quite straight. I'm going to make it straight. Hand on there, which pushes onto the fabric, which is going to keep that fabric in place as I cut. Push away. You push down. As you push down, it engages the blade. Look at that. Lovely and thin strip. So actually I'm saving fabric.
Yeah, you are.
Because I'm not wasting it, trying to cut it straight. Now, When I want to then cut this, I'm going to take this out, spin this round, and I'm going to pop that back in. I've got measurements on this, okay? So I will measure it up, line it up to 2.5 inch. I want to make my own 2.5 inch fabric strips.
Make sure it's right.
Bring my blade back. It's not engaged because I'm not pushing down. Hand on there.
Go for this.
Yeah. Push down, engages the blade. Push away, as you would with any rotary cutter. But it's great because you're not having to grip. You just push down and push away.
Yeah.
I'm going to take that away.
Because with rotary cutters, sometimes you can miss.
Yeah.
Can't you? Because it's happened to me. Because I'm not that used to rotary cutters yet. And this is just holds
I
it
give
down
you your very own fabric strip.
Voila.
Boom! That is worth it. You think how much you pay for a design strip bundle, and now you can make your own. So if you do things like log cabin quilting, things like that, done. Done. You can straighten up any of your scraps. It's fab. And if you want to make your binding... Oh, we've had a question. Hello, Sue.
Hello, Sue.
Oh, she has issues with her hands and pressing down.
Yes.
Oh, well, yeah, because you've got to grip and push.
You've got to grip and push.
Watch this. You can do it quite lightly. Bearing in mind, hang on, how many layers of fabric? I'm going through 4 layers. Now, it says you can cut up to 8. Fine, let's see. Let's simply find out, shall we? That's 8 layers of fabric there. Now, we're going to make some binding with this. We're using the 25mm, that's the inch bias binder. So we're going to need a 2-inch strip. So I line it up with my 2-inch mark there. I bring my blade now. You see how easily that goes there? I haven't cut yet. I haven't applied any pressure. So pressure down on there. Just hold down on there. And then you push the blade down. And it's with the palm of your hand. Okay, so you're not... Can you see that? Palm of hand on there. So it's with the palm of the hand. There's no grip or anything like that. Palm of the hand. Push down. Push away. Now, hang on. Let's just see if I can... There you go. Even pressure. I didn't give it an even pressure first time around. That's cut through 8 layers of fabric.
And it was effortless, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Effortless.
Yeah.
Because you didn't even have to go...
No, it wasn't. And you'll hear it. I knew I hadn't cut through that fully because I didn't hear it cut. But that has cut through 8 layers of fabric. And so here we go. If you're a dressmaker and you want to make your bias binding...
That's it.
2-inch strip. It's fab. I love this piece of kit.
Yeah, it is. It's good.
I really love it.
Good.
Fiskars, of course, started in the 1600s. They know their blades. They are one of the most superior cutting blades, in my humble opinion.
Yes.
But I really rate them. Really rate them. Now, I hear what you're saying. I don't just want to cut straight lines.
No.
I want to cut on the bias.
Yeah.
That was the first thing you said, wasn't it?
I said,
but you've got to cut it at 45 degrees.
Yeah. And
well, Janis.
You can with this.
I just need the tip at 45 degrees because I'm going to push that through a bias binder maker. So I look down here and I go, oh, look, 45 degrees. So I line my fabric up with the 45 degrees.
Angle.
There's my 45 degrees.
Natasha, you're getting so good at this.
Oh, do you know, I love it though.
It's so
these
much
little things, though, isn't it, that makes it firstly enjoyable. If I have to do a project that has got lots of straight cutting, I avoid it because I'm really rubbish at cutting straight. Really rubbish.
And now you're becoming confident.
But with all my fabric strips and scraps left over, if I can then make them into 2.5-inch fabric strips, no matter what the length,
you can put them onto anything.
Done. That's what I'll be doing.
Saves a lot of money. And you've always got binding in your cupboard as well.
Absolutely. Because how much do you spend on binding?
Any project you do.
Yeah.
So.
And this is doing it easily because how often do you see, you know, this went through 8 layers of fabric.
Yeah.
Done. So that is from selvage to selvage.
Yeah.
In one cut. Oh no. Okay. So 2 cuts. 45-degree angle at the end.
Yeah. You didn't do this side, did you? You did it on another one, didn't you? The other side,
Yeah.
It's really good.
Do you want to see it on thicker cotton?
Go on then.
I found some down here.
Okay.
This is our cotton denim. Right, selvage to selvage.
I'm holding the other sides.
So let's in half.
In half.
So that's 2 layers. Now this is a heavier cotton. Half again. What did we say? 8 layers?
8.
Let's do it. Let's just go for it, Janice.
Go on then. Go for it.
Oh, please don't break it, says my director. I love the confidence he has in me. It's heartwarming.
Don't break.
So, fingers down, blade down, push away. 8 layers.
And your hands are nowhere near.
Nowhere near. It's actually, that's a very good point. It's safe.
Health and safety.
Because you're also getting the blade changer, your fingers don't ever have to touch that blade.
Yeah.
They don't.
No.
And it's got a spare blade in there. Even better. Happy days.
And you'll store it safe in your house as well, because it won't go in your sewing box, because that's how I cut my finger.
Oh, is that how you did it? Oh, so you weren't even using it?
Straight into it.
Oh,
I didn't got it on the same
catch.
catch.
Oh, you didn't?
And I don't know, I cut my finger, but... so that's going to be stored safe somewhere in your house as well.
Right, let's do a 2.5-inch fabric strip out of the denim. Boom. Last cut on this, and then we've got to move on. Okay, fingers down, press down. And you see, look, there's no pressure. La, 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 la. Press down, move away.
Done.
Janice, have you ever used this?
No.
Do you want to have a go?
Yeah, go on then. No, I'm going to turn it round, aren't I?
Left and right-handed. Spin it around. Now that blade does not engage until you press down on it. So make sure it's all on the mat.
So I've never had to go at this, so...
You've got your inches down the bottom there,
right.
Inches up the top, so you just line it all up as to where you want.
So I'm gone then, so...
So you'd have your fabric coming in this way, so that you know how thick it is that you're doing it.
So I'm a bit thick at this, so...
Well, no, it's the first time you've had it. It's not about being thick, is it?
That way.
So you've got all these zizzy lines, so that they really show up. They've got a white now. Press down.
So I'm going to go...
Palm down.
Palm down.
Yep. Okay, a little bit more pressure than that.
I can say that cuss.
Did you hear that then? Okay, so just a little bit more pressure, but then it's gone through. We've got 8 layers of thick. There we go. You're just afraid to put, you're afraid, aren't you, to do it on the first time? Do it again, Janice.
So it's left or right-handed.
Left or right-handed. Go on, put some welly into it. Yes.
That's it.
There we go.
Done it straight away.
That is your second go, and you've got a perfect cut.
It's perfect cut.
Through 8 layers of denim cotton.
Yeah.
Done.
That's
perfect.
Wonderful.
We trimmed it up. Perfect. Now, what are we going to do with it once we've cut all this fabric? What are we going to do with it? Now,
did you want to keep that one for your binding strip? I think you wanted to keep that one, didn't you?
Yes.
Your binding strip, this one.
Back to the old mini iron. God, we're making a mess today, aren't we? Poor old Jay.
That's that one.
Now, because I did the 45-degree cut on this, it's just worth saying as well, you've got 30-degree, 45-degree and 60-degree markings on that, which we saw earlier. Now, this now is a 2-inch strip.
Yeah.
We cut that.
I'll put that through.
Oh, hello. Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, let's have a look at the degrees. So you've got 30 degrees, 45 degrees and 60 degrees. So if you're doing quilting or anything like that and you need those different measurements, boom, you're done. Easy, 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 which is just fab. And of course, because you can see, the reason that you can see this on the overhead camera is because you've got a black mark and a white outline. So no matter what colour fabric you're working with, you're going to be able to see through it.
Yeah.
And it goes up to 6 inches. So if you're doing, if you're cutting out 6-inch squares for your quilting, you've got it covered.
It's done.
It's quarter of an inch increments along there. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant piece of kit, and it cuts an absolute dream. And you can hang it up, and you can. I love it, and it comes, of course, with the safety easy blade change. All of that for $64.95.
Oh, goodbye. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Goodbye. It's really good. So,
ooh,
I know, exciting.
Right, so we've cut this, salvage to salvage. We've got this fabric on the show later. Now, you just, because we did the 45-degree cut, Janice, we just pop that in there.
And read it through.
Now, if you need to, this has a channel with some really thick cottons and stuff. Sometimes it gets a bit stuck, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just pop a pin in there. That's what that channel is for, to just help ease that material through. But because I cut it 45, it starts to come through. Now, it takes a little bit to just get it going. So just arrange it through here. This is a bias binder maker. So now, when you've got your Fiskars rotary cutter, you can do all your strips.
All your strips.
All your binding. This is why I haven't made my own binding, because I couldn't be bothered to cut it. I'm being honest, Janice.
It's true.
Possibly sometimes too brutally honest.
It's that.
But it's done. Look, I've got
done. So quick. So quick.
Handle is up.
That's what you're going to make sure.
And then you start to pull it
And
through.
press at the same
Now,
time.
that's the thing, isn't it? Is to press it at the same time.
Because otherwise it will just go phew.
Hello, look at this. So, as you pull away, you've got the leg adapter. Oh, slimline. Is it not? Okay, can I call it the leg adapter?
It doesn't look at it.
And then that just goes along there, and you iron
That's it.
out your binding. Not fiddling around with a great big iron. So every single fabric that you have, you can now have bias binding in it. So if you've cut it with your Fiskars cutter, you know that you've got that perfect cut. And it's the tools for the job, isn't it? It's having the right tools for the job. So then when you've done that, all you would then do is fold it in half there.
And press it again.
Get your iron out again.
And press it again.
And then you press it. It is for a little. It's small but mighty,
great.
Isn't it? It's like you, Janice. It's
you can be
small
doing
but
this
mighty.
at night, well, in front of the television.
Yeah, of course you can.
Making all your binding of a night, sew in the day and then make your binding, cut it all up in the day and then do it overnight.
I buy my binding.
I am
At the moment. I'll be completely honest about that. Hands up to that. I buy my binding
because it's quick.
Because I'm rubbish at cutting.
Yeah.
I love this. This is going to be my next purchase.
You can be doing this, and it looks so much nicer binding in the fabric you're making your clothes in. It does. Or you can put binding onto a bottom of a skirt where you've made the top to match, and it can all be matched up.
We often sell contrasting fabrics. Like yesterday, we had a beautiful Sevenberry. Beautiful fabric in. We had one in green and one in a yellow and an orange. Yeah. So if you did a dress in the green, then you could bias bind in the orange, and it just gives you that contrast, doesn't it?
Bias binding on tops of pockets.
But you wouldn't find it in the shop.
And you wouldn't find it in the shop, no.
And also, likelihood is, especially if you're a bit cack-handed like me, that you would probably burn your fingers ironing. Iron it all. But this is really easy. With your clover iron and this, how easy is this?
So easy.
Happy days. That's your binding. Done. Perfectly done.
And because it's so compact, you can just whisk it out anywhere, that little iron.
It's brilliant, isn't it? So this is the bias binder maker now. This is your 25mm. So the 25mm is basically an inch. Is this the size that you would use most for dressmaking, Janice?
Yes, or that one.
Okay. So $11.95 gets you the bias binder maker. I'm not going to lie, when I've bought my bias binding in the past, I've thought I've got lots. I'm like, that's fine, I've got a great big... But actually it goes like that. You use a lot, don't you?
You use a lot. You do use a lot. Yeah.
And then you can't finish a project because you've run out, because you didn't have enough. Just make your own.
Make your own. But this one you use more for lingerie.
We're going to get on to the lingerie in just a minute.
That's more for lingerie.
So you're 25mm is an inch, so you would cut a 2-inch strip like we did. Yeah. Okay, because look, that's your 2-inch strip and it's coming out. That is the 25mm across there. And so it gives you a 12.5mm finished binding. Yeah. That's how the measurements work, or a 1/2-inch finished binding. Yeah. We have to give metric because it's the law.
It's the law,
Janice. And
so we've got to do it that way.
We don't upset the law.
No.
Now the iron adapter, because we've used the Clover mini iron, but it's got a special adapter, and this is the special adapter. Down the bottom of your screen there, mini iron slimline adapter tip, $8.95. I love these shows. Yeah. Because we get to dabble.
Yeah, it is. It's nice, isn't it, to dabble?
Well, yeah, but you see, this is it. Because often when you're making something, I'll just give something a quick iron. Yeah. But we don't actually get to talk about...
And think about what you're doing. And that's what it's... You pick up more.
Yeah.
Because...
Or we show the bias binder maker. But we haven't actually shown a really easy, quick way to actually cut the fabric. No. Because if you're not going to use your bias binder maker... if you struggle with cutting straight fabric. It's not. It's like a false economy.
It is. Yeah, it is definitely.
Do you want to see the other show? So this is the itty bitty
one. Tiny one. So you'd use that for lingerie and like.
So lingerie.
Nice delicate blouses, evening outfits, and do you know what I mean? Where you have that smaller binding. So for your delicate, this is your 12 mil. That one before. So that means 24. So nearly an inch. Cut your fabric to nearly an inch. For it to become. For that to then go through that, and it'll end up being a 6 mil. So what's that? Quarter of an inch. Yeah. Ish. Yeah, very thin. As it comes out. But you see, that is fab. And I would say definitely use that with your Clover mini iron, because that's so delicate coming out. Nice. £10.95, GPGQ98. What I love about these bias binder makers is it's a one-wash perfect. You've got it then, haven't you? You've got it. I've had one of them for like 20 years. But that's it, isn't it? Yeah. Unless you lose it, you don't have to buy another one. No. Once you've got it, you've got it. Yeah. So I've had one of measurements don't change. 20 years now. They're all the same. It's perfect. Oh, do you want to see the Big Daddy? The Big Daddy. It is the Big Daddy. It's the Big Daddy. No, I mean, this is serious. Now, we've got a different producer. Normally, I work with producer Paul. Nice. Today, it's producer Hannah. She doesn't mind me talking about my dogs quite as much as producer Paul does. He actually normally times it as to how long it takes me before I mention my dogs. I've done well today, 32 minutes before a dog mention. But I would, and 32 seconds, there we go. Thanks for that. I would do this around my dogs' coats, around their dog beds. Yeah. So it's more robust and durable. But you said... Bag handles. Bag handles! Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Perfect. Handles. That's what I used it for. Was it? Bag at the beginning. Yeah. So this is your 50 mil. Shows. So that's going to give an inch wide finished binding strip. Ideal for the shoulder. Ideal for the shoulder. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And also quilts. We can't forget you quilters. We know you're there. That sounds a bit creepy. We know you're there. They might not be now. They might have switched off and gone, no, you're creepy, go away. Here we go. So this is your 50 mil, $14.95. So that means by the time you've got your Fiskars strip cutter, you can now cut all your binding for your quilts straight. You could have cut out all of your quilt pieces on your Fiskars cutter. Yeah. You can now make your binding to go around your quilt. Suddenly, it's quilting made easy. All the things that I struggle with, like cutting, you've just got the easy sewing bit. Done in a jiffy. Done in a jiffy. These are hard to get hold of. We sold out of these first time they came to air. $14.95. You went crazy for them with good reason. Yeah. Yeah, they are good. That beautiful baby robe that you made. Yeah, you could have done with that, couldn't you? Yeah, but I don't know if the firm would have gone through. But I would have used a cotton to bind. Yes. Because it would have been cheaper. Yes. And but it would have given that. But you could have used like a duck material pattern or something to go through. Nice. Oh, producer Hannah's just said, and she knows because she's got Google, that, and other search engines are available, that actually wider bindings like this, not only are they more expensive, but they're harder to get hold of. You're thinking about it, yeah, she's right. She's not wrong. She's very right. She's not wrong, no. Yeah. Thinking about the haberdashery shops I've been in. And I bet that's a few. Yeah. Yeah. Over the time. Yeah, over the time, yes. Yeah, it is hard to get wide binding. And then if they have got wide binding, they're limited to colour. Have they got it in the colour that's going to go with your whatever quilt? You're making? Because that would be heartbreaking, wouldn't it? You go to all the trouble of making the most beautiful quilt, you come to bind it, and the colour's off. Can't finish it off. That would be so frustrating. It becomes a UFO. Yeah. Yeah, it would be frustrating. And we don't like UFOs. Because you'd be surprised how many places only have black and white of everything. It's like elastic. You can only sometimes... elastic can come in different colours, but you can get it just black and white. You know, get white and dye it then. So you have to just dye things. Mm. We're solving your problems this morning. I feel like
It's like a sewing clinic this morning.
It is a sewing clinic.
In terms of sorting all sorts of things out for you. So any problems that you've had, we're here to solve. Now, talking of problems that you've had, Janis.
Yep.
I'm going to get a bit personal here.
Right.
You're a lefty-lefty, aren't you?
Yes, I'm a lefty-lefty.
I'm not talking about your political views. I'm talking about the fact you're left-handed. I don't know about your political views.
I'm left-handed.
You are left-handed. And Jay is loitering with a right and left-handed pair of Fiskars shears.
Scissors.
Right hand. That's the one. Let's go in with these. Thank you. Oh, yeah, handle first. Lovely. Okay. Is this what you wanted to come to next, by the way, Hannah? Yeah. Okay. So.
These are great.
We have to admit something.
Go on.
I've known that you're left-handed since the first show that I worked with you, when we gave you a pair of right-handed scissors. But for some reason, this hasn't filtered through.
But I've never said nothing, have I?
No, you've never. No, you've been incredibly accommodating, and you've said that you've always just had to get on with it and use right-handed scissors. Yeah. But sometimes it looks awkward.
Yes, it does to other people.
Janis, I've got a little something for you. I give you the Fiskars dressmaking shears.
Left-handed.
I'm going to take a step back
Health and safety.
Janis appears to be quite excited about these.
I am. And a lot of artists are left-handed.
Yeah, we were talking about this.
More left-handed people are artists.
Right, let's
let me
put these down here.
I'll look it up, shall I?
Very excited about these.
Getting carried away. About time.
They have a lock shut safety feature. Now, Fiskars again.
We need left-handed pins. We need biscuits to make left-handed pins. I am joking now. I'm misbehaving there. Go on.
It's all right. There is Hannah upstairs going, aren't pins all the same? She's joking, Hannah, it's fine. But it did take me a moment to go, oh no, she's joking. Anyway, we'll get you the left-handed pins later. Firstly, I like the angle that this cuts. Secondly, undo that. Catch. You've got the safety catch so that those are always, they're not going to work their way open in your toolbox, so your fingers are safe. But look at this, you've got a nice soft grip on here, but if I just release there, it springs open, it's spring-loaded.
Do you know what they remind me of? Secateurs, the gardening tools.
Yes, they do, but they really do.
They're like the same, aren't they?
But you see here,
when you're in the garden afterwards.
Don't you blunt them.
I'll blunt them.
This part here, this bottom blade, is sitting flush.
Firm on it, yeah.
When you use another pair of scissors, a normal pair of scissors, you're always going to have to lift that bottom blade off, aren't you? But these just scootle along, spring-loaded, so I'm not getting any fatigue in my hand. And I'm doing this left-handed and I'm right-handed. So this is going to be an absolute joy for you.
Yes, it is.
Because I know that dressmakers want that material flush on their desk.
Every time.
Every time.
Yeah.
These are ambidextrous, so I'm just showing, because I feel bad that we've always made Janis use left-handed scissors, these are ambidextrous, so it doesn't matter. Can we just always have these on for Janis? And you see, just cut all the way through. You know it's Fiskars, you know that it's going to be super, super sharp. Right-handed, whee! Off we go again.
Left-handed, they're great. And they're so sharp as well, aren't they? They're really good.
Do you want to actually cut something with them?
Yeah.
Go on then, you've not used these yet, have you?
No. Look how sharp they are.
Yeah. Just like them?
Just like that.
And they're spring-loaded, so they will always open.
And you can even hold them and do anything with them.
Oh, we've had messages. Hello. Who's this? Sonia's messaged in. Thank you for showing us the adapters for the Clover Mini on. Our absolute pleasure.
By the way.
She's had the Clover Mini iron for a while, but never seen the adapters. Oh, you've missed a trick. Absolutely missed a trick.
Oops.
She uses them for her quilting and patchwork. Applique as well. Perfect for your delicate applique.
They are. They're really good.
Look at this. She's on it now.
No,
and also, Lorraine's messaged in about Fiskars. Oh, she said the best tools are Fiskars.
Yeah. That's great.
And also, it's great to see Janis so bubbly today. Gonna have to rein her back in.
Rein you back in.
And we'll have a bit of Janis. Now, Janis, let's see what you've done here.
I've just cut all different shapes.
But look at these, all different shapes, sizes,
different
and
shapes
it's just
everything.
done, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Great for left-handed people.
I feel less bad now because we can give you these on the shows.
They're really good there.
And then your scissor struggle is over.
But they're so nice, other people in the household would want to use them.
Then get 2 pairs and then write your name all over these.
I'd kill them. Everybody knows you cannot use my dressmaking scissors in my house.
It's law, isn't it?
Oh, it's law.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll kill them.
Yeah. And we know this.
So talking about killing...
Oh! Now!
I threatened to do this to Vanessa.
She did, yeah.
Natasha
I'm on my
this
best
morning.
behaviour today because we've given Janis something big and heavy. What is it, Janis?
A ham. And
Well,
the older
that's
people
clear
out
then.
there, the older people my
What
age
is
out
it?
there will know what these are.
It's not a Christmas ham, is it?
No.
Unless you buy it for someone
it's
for
a
Christmas.
ham, and it's for making darts, it's shaping darts, and it's a thing that you actually put like a dart on, and then you press it with your iron, and you can get the curve, and it gets into the corners.
This is the thing, isn't it? With a normal iron, it's only going to iron flat. That's the whole point of an iron.
It's like this is another extension to like a sleeve board.
Oh, okay.
So,
but it's in 3D.
Yeah.
So when you come to do your darts and your sleeves,
that's
for years and years, hasn't it?
Years, Taylor's ham, years. Yeah.
And it used to be filled. In fact, I don't know if it still is filled with wood shavings.
Yeah, they are. And the other thing you used to do, you see, with corners and that, is bash them to get the corner.
It's like meat tenderising.
People who are my age and older, they'll know what I mean when I say we used to go like that to really push the corners out as well.
A workout.
So, yeah. So,
but actually, this isn't. This looks heavier than it is because it's filled with wood shavings.
Yeah.
It's not actually that heavy, but it's sturdy, so you can bash it about a bit.
That's it.
And then iron over it.
Useful, very useful.
It's really. I've spent a bit of time in haberdasheries.
And you've never seen a ham?
Well, no, I haven't.
Well, because now they're making these.
Yeah.
Years ago, I used to have like, oh, my mum did. She used to have a square piece of wood, just a chunk of wood, and we'd cover it in like a handkerchief and that's what you used to bash with.
Wow.
Remember doing it with hems as well. And what you used to do with hems, you'd use soap as well. And on a hem, you use soap. Now, when I say soap, I mean like palm olive soap, a lump of soap.
Right.
Not the squeezy bottle ones. Because everyone had soap in the houses, in
of
bars.
course, yeah. So
I'm on about the barbers of soap. And what you used to do with hems, you'd actually put soap on the inside of the hem and ham it down and then press it, and you'd get it stiff, just enough to hold it in place. And that's how they used to do hems, with soap.
Top tip.
Yeah.
Obviously not your liquid one, like you say, but get the old bars of soap. It's like if you go into a hotel and they give you the little ones, save those.
Save them.
Bring them home.
And then you just... Any crease you want perfect.
Yeah.
On the inside, you just run soap. And then that's what you press on. And people my age and above will know. Will ring in and say, she's ringing.
But you have to use that with the ham.
And you can use it with the ham. So you ham it down. You can use it with the ham. You can just use it as iron with the soap, but then hamming as well used to be
awesome.
Yeah.
See, this is how dressmaking used to be.
No,
don't use this on your steak. I don't know if it's washable. Gosh. But there you go. This is your dressmaker's ham. It's a pressing ham.
Yeah.
£11. I thought it would be a lot more expensive than that.
I would have thought so.
I'm really impressed at that price.
That is a really good price.
That's how it's coming to you.
Yeah.
£11 for your pressing ham.
But these are still old tools that the tailors do use.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
They still use these.
Oldie but goodie, I think is what we say.
Yeah.
Oldie but goodie.
If you want the finish...
Get the tools for the job.
Get the tools for the job, yeah. And to be honest, a lot of this looks expensive, but when you look at other hobbies out there, they cost a damn sight more
They do.
than what sewing does.
Have you ever played golf?
So, no. I used to work at Harborne Golf Club, so...
So how much would a golf club cost, a good golf club?
You can talk hundreds. You can talk hundreds for a golf club.
You could get basically the show then for the price of a good golf club.
Yeah. Anything fishing rods, look at the price of fishing rods, you can pay £600 for a fishing rod. It's the same thing though. You know, these hobbies are really...
Yeah, they are, yeah.
These are really good prices.
And these are things that you will use time and time again.
And you will use
I think for me, the thing about having the right tools for the job is, firstly, it makes what you're doing easier. It makes it therefore more enjoyable, which means you're then going to do more of it. Plus, it's saving you time, so then you have more time to do more of it, and you're going to enjoy it more. It's happy days all round.
It's happy days. And if you can just sit there the night running up your strips like you can, Vanessa. I mean, Natasha, I don't know why I keep calling you Vanessa.
My answer to lots of different things. It's like, you know, you get the auto check on your phone. Generally, if I sign off Tash, it'll change it either to trash or rash. So I've signed myself off many a time.
You never guess what I did the other day. Wiped my whole phone out.
I
gave my mum my whole phone.
You just wiped everything.
And I deleted all mine, thinking it was that one.
Whoops.
All my contacts, my note, everything.
So if you've never heard from Janice again, that's why. It's nothing personal. Here we go. Now... first time that obviously we've seen tape measures. Just
it's got so
basically, it's super long. It's like a roll of Andrex, isn't it? Let me seep back in again. Here we go. Super long. Why do we need super long?
Great for curtains.
Ah, curtains. Yes, of course.
Great for curtains. That's what I've got 2 of these.
Oh,
because
really?
I have made long curtains
Not
that
one
you can't
for each
even
hand.
buy in the shops. I've had to make curtains. So, yeah, that's what I use these for.
Do you know what? It took me a long time to figure out that curtains were easy to make.
They are easy to make.
It's just a square. If you can sew in a straight line...
Yeah, they are easy to make.
That's it, isn't it?
And your festoon blinds, everything like that's easy to make.
Well, I haven't moved on to blinds yet.
Yeah, blinds are easy.
But if you
if you've got the tools for the job,
yeah, perfect.
You can make anything.
Like this, £1.95, pop it in your basket. It's less than your postage.
So that's a tape measure that's really for long things.
Long things.
Long things, yeah.
You know what else is going to be long?
What?
The amount of time that's going to take poor floor manager Jay to roll that back up again.
I've got 2 of them. I've got 2 of them tape measures, and I always have to make sure it's
we've stolen your scissors now. There we go.
These are the scissors I love.
80. Now.
I love these scissors. I'm hoping my daughter's got me these for Mother's Day.
Really?
Yes, I love these scissors.
Even though we've just shown you left-handed scissors, you can never have too many scissors, and you love these, don't you?
I love these. And
why?
I don't know why. It's the handle. It's this.
It's that rose gold colour. Shall we hold it so you can see?
I don't know what it is with them. I find they're the most easiest scissors I've ever used.
Really?
More so than the Piscas, believe it or not. I love them scissors.
So, Amy, if you are listening...
I think you get a feel for scissors, don't you? And you get a feel for them.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got Fiskars at home.
Well, yeah.
I've used them, and I really look forward to using them.
Do you?
Even though I've got my Fiskars at home, yeah. There's some, I don't know what it is.
No, you see, Janice, you are a joyful person, and I love the fact that just a simple pair of pretty scissors make you so happy.
Sadly,
because they made me really happy as well.
It's sadly,
the fact that they were so pretty.
They're lovely. They're just...
And then you use them, and they actually work really well too. It's like, beauty and function. Hello.
I really like them. So.
Mother's Day. Oh, Jo can't... No, one of our guests... Oh, she does know. I've done that before, you know. I've done that before, giving away secrets. It's all right. Her mum knows. She's getting these for Mother's Day, and if she didn't, you're getting these for Mother's Day. Awkward. Never tell me secrets.
No.
Never tell me secrets at all. It's my husband's birthday on Monday, and I took my son to plan, with me to plan his birthday day out. Yeah. And of course, Freddie went straight home and told him.
You can't do that with children. You can't do that with children.
So, $16.95 for your hemline rose gold coloured 21 each premium dressmaking shears. Buy them for yourself, buy them for Janice. They will make her very happy. Oh, no.
I love them, I do they?
They're fab.
I love them.
Sammy Claridge bought these in before we even came on air, when we were prepping and doing rehearsal shows. She bought these in, and she didn't go home in them because I coveted them rather. Like, oh yes, I like those.
I tried to get that buttonhole thing the other day.
Did you? We haven't got that on the show, Janis.
I thought, I love that one.
But we will, because you did such a good job on selling it sold out. It's your fault.
I know. I haven't got one because...
Do a really rubbish job telling people how it works, and then you'll be able to get one. What are we doing next? Oh, cutting mat. Here we go. Oh, you've seen it all show, basically.
I've got to get me one of these as well.
You do need to get you one.
Because I haven't... I've put up so many years not with the right stuff, and I've come and worked here, and I'm thinking, I need one of them. I need one of them.
We were discussing earlier that we should probably actually just pay you in product.
It's true.
It's kind of the same, isn't it? It's what's going to happen anyway. We'll just send you home with goodies.
I know, I'm going to have to keep the start,
maybe a bit of petrol money. We do pay Janis properly, I promise. Anyway, we're looking at this. Now, producer Hannah said to me, I'm going to quote you, producer Hannah. Oh, she's so nice. She's slightly worried. She goes into like a cold sweat when I say that I'm going to quote her. But I'm going to. She says that this is her favourite cutting mat.
Oh, right.
Because, firstly, it's a whopper for dressmaking, because when you put your pins in, you need a large space, and this is your A1. This is the biggest cutting mat that we do, and it's an A1, and so you've got space to lay everything out. You've got all your guidelines. You've got your degrees. You've got your 15 degrees, 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees, and 75 degrees. And she's very homely, is our Hannah, but she likes her home just so. She's like, you're not coming in my house scratching the varnish on my table. Oh no, that's not a thing. A lot of people don't have like a separate, the luxury.
No,
the kids are still at home. They're 40, but they're still at home in the spare bedroom. Haven't got rid of them yet. So actually, you end up working on the dining room table, and you don't want to damage it. So even just putting your pins in can scratch your varnish.
It has on mine. It's my table. So
see, there speaks the voice of experience.
Yes.
Should have had one of these.
I know. I need one of them, definitely.
You do. It's big. And if you're getting your Fiskars cutter, that's the thing, isn't it? Because then you've got all of that space. You can lay your material out and cut. Perfect. Yeah. Done.
They're great.
Happy days.
They're great, these cutting mats.
So grab yourself a cutting mat and this. Can I play again? Let's play. Can we play again? Oh.
Hang on, we got any more?
Shall we? I want to play. How thin can we cut the material?
Go on then.
It's my new game.
How thin you can cut it, but
we're just going to show you what you get.
Use it.
Yeah, this is what you're going to get. So this is your Fiskars rotary cutter and ruler combo, including your blade change tool. We want to look after Janis's fingers and my fingers and your fingers, hence the need for and your fingers at home. So to make sure that you are nice and safe and use your blade cutter. That's nearly £32 on its own, that safety thing normally, but it's been bundled in with this. So you're getting at a great reduction at $64.95.
Definitely worth it.
I would. Yeah. I would pay the
problem was
to get that as well.
When I cut myself with the rotary cutter, it was such a bad cut. And years ago, we used to get paper cuts. Oh. And paper cuts are painful. With this rotary cutter, was the same.
It's the same as
it seemed to bleed. And it was going on and on and on. It was like...
Well, then you're going to get it over your fabric, can't you?
You can't sew then for about 4 to 5 days because of this finger. It drove me up the wall. So, no.
Get this.
Definitely get one.
Now, let's see. So, how big was this? When we cut
that
this?
looked like an eighth then.
Was that... OK, so this was 2.5 inches.
I'm looking from this side.
Yeah, no, I'm going to just... Let me line this up. So that's there. Let's move that... Quarter. Is that about a quarter? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. That's about a quarter.
Yeah, because I'm lining it up there. Now then, I don't know actually how many layers of fabric. Now, the blade goes from where this grey bit is there to that grey bit up the top there. So as long as you've put your material within those boundaries, fingers down, push down, engage blade, push away. Oh, hello.
Look at this.
It's fab, isn't it?
It's class, isn't it?
It's absolutely fab. Let's see, because sometimes you might want to just even up a piece of material. Let's see if we can get even
looks
thinner.
like a piece to go around the lingerie.
Janice, look at this.
Is that thin? That's
thinner. That's like half
again.
that. So what?
Okay, thin, come there.
This is brilliant.
That is amazing.
So, oh, hang on. Hang on.
amazing.
What do you mean we're out of time? Where did that hour go, Janice? I've had so much fun. Thank you so much.
It's been lovely, hasn't it?
But you're back, aren't you?
I'm back in an hour. Yeah.
What are you doing?
Making a frock, a dress.
Nice. It's kind of a 60s one, isn't it?
Yeah, 60s.
I like it a lot.
So it's really pretty. Pretty and pink. Pretty
Awesome.
and pink. Really nice.
Janice, thank you so much.
Okay, lovely.
I will see you in an hour. You've been great fun.
Right,
thank
lovely.
you very much.
That's lovely.
Don't go
Keep all our
anywhere.
binding
Janice is
strips
going to be back in
together.
an hour. Next up, it's all about the bunting.
Right, lovely.
Lovely.
Love buntings, love buntings.
There you go. Grab yourself a quick couple. We're going to be back in a couple of minutes, and it's all about the bunting.
All about
and
the
beautiful
bunting.
bolts. See you in a moment.
Lovely. My name is Janice Hobbs and I'm a dressmaker. I got into dressmaking from my mother, brought up with it all my life. Never used to like it, but then started doing it more and more. I like making dresses. The more intricate, the better. The more difficult, I like the challenge. Top sewing tip is using a seam ripper to move fabric along the machine. Favourite outfit I've made is my reversible suits. I'm known for my reversible suits. And what happens with that is I do children's jackets and trousers reversed. So you use 2 lots of fabric, but then you can wear the items 4 different ways. And if a baby gets sick or goes on holiday and gets chocolate ice cream down them, you can completely turn the outfit down the other way and you've got an outfit until they get home ready. I do think this sewing quarter will expand the quilting industry because it's going to be more available to you, and with television and with what the media do now, with being able to pause these programmes and stuff like that, and you can keep going back and repeating it. Whereas with radio, you can't do that. You can't pause a radio, but you can television. And I do think sewing quarter's really, really going to benefit quilters. I want to work at the sewing quarter because it is about time there was a channel dedicated to sewing. Because, like I say, for years I've sewn. I've done night school years ago, taught myself, but you can pick up tips and loads of things from an actual channel dedicated to it. Yes, about time.
Join us on Saturday the 18th of March for the launch of cloth kits on Sewing Quarter. Cloth kits were first launched in the late 1960s with the simple and ingenious idea of printing dressmaking pieces straight on to coloured fabric. The brand was reborn in 2007, and Janice Hobbs will be demonstrating how to make fabulous clothes for adults and children using these easy-to-sew, pre-printed patterns and kits. So join Janice on Saturday the 18th of March at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78.
Welcome back to the Sewing Quarter. I'm Natasha McCarthy and we are all about beautiful bunting this hour. For me, bunting is about that celebration of anything, really. I know that we've had guests on the show that said they have a special birthday bunting that comes out every birthday and they decorate the house with the bunting, and you knew that it was a birthday because the bunting came out. So we've got you a beautiful book on how to make bunting, and we've got gorgeous fabrics for it as well. Of course, you can use your fabrics for whatever you please. We've today chosen to use it it with some gorgeous bunting there, as inspired by Debbie Shaw's So Bunting book. So let's have a look at the material, shall we, first? Should we start there? Yes. Here we go. Now, we bought the mini bolts to wear quite early on, and you loved them. You absolutely loved them, but the feedback that we got was that you wanted more. So we bought you more. Here we go. So we've bought you, and managed to put a discount on what the price should have been. We've bought you these. So you've got a pack of 3 mini bolts here. So you've got pink, green ditzy and blue dots. So there's your pink. There's your green. And there's your blue dots. So you get all 3 of those in there for just $14.95. That's good, isn't it? Now, a mini bolt, we're looking at 1.5 meters by 45 centimeters. Can I unravel one? Yeah! Is that all right? Yeah! We're going for yes. What's the worst? Hang on. I've just got to rip that. There we go. Yeah, the worst is I can't open it. Let's have a look at this. So, 1.5 meters by 45 centimetres. That's how much you're getting. So you are making a saving. If you were to buy these separately, you would obviously pay more. So there we go. That is how much is on your mini bolt. You've got 3 of those for $14.95. That's a lot of fabric. That's like 3 fat quarters, isn't it, in one mini bolt? And you're getting 3 of these. So that's basically like 9 fat quarters for $14.95. That's good. That's really good. UGGC 56. Nice. Very nice. So it's 45 centimetres across there, and then 1.5 meters across there. That's good. That's a goodly amount. So it's ever so pretty. We've got the green, the pink, and the blue dot. So you've got the ditzy dot, the ditzy patterns. Oh no, am I expected to fold this properly? Well, not worry about folding that. So that's your green. That's your pink. So you can see that's the same fabric, different colourway. So lovely to use as a contrast. And then maybe if you want to have a lining or something completely different, then you pop in the blue. So the pink and the blue going really lovely to there together. So that's your blue polka dot. So you've got ditsies and dots for $14.95. UGGC 56. Lovely. So this is a nice lightweight cotton, perfect for all those crafty things that you wish to do, such as the bunting that we've got here. Let me just hold that up for you so you can see how beautiful that is. There you go. And this is made out of the one that we've just shown you. Isn't that lovely? So that is one of your mini bolt options. We've got 2 for you this morning. We don't care, you know. We're just going crazy. So there you go. That's your bunting. Now the next option that we've got is this one. So if you want your vanilla, your blue and your pink polka dot, then this is the one. So there you go. That's your vanilla. That's your blue. So they're your 2 ditsies. And then you get your pink polka dot in the middle. That's a lot of fabric, isn't it? It's a lot of fabric. So if you think 1.5 meters in each of those, so 1.5 meters, 3 meters, 4.5 meters by 45 centimeters is what you're getting for $14.95. BKGC 60 if you want to grab these. So it's really a matter of which colourways you want. They both have 2 ditsies. They both have 1 polka dot. It's beautiful, and I think the contrast for me is absolutely lovely. So you could, if you're doing reversible things, or like we were saying with the bias binding, if you wanted to do something like that, but then do your bias binding in a contrasting colour or pattern, perfect. If you want to do, say, a blue bag and then have the vanilla lining, or have a pink lining, it's up to you. You're going to get All of them. So $14.95 for that. BKGC60 is your code to get that. So whether you go for the blue, vanilla and pink, or the blue, pink and green, entirely up to you. What else should we look at? Oh, let's have a look at the book. Yes, the book. So, the bunting is made from the book. Well, not like using the book. The pattern came out of the book. I'm going to take you through this book in depth because it's just really lovely. By a very clever lady, Debbie Shaw. Very lovely lady, actually. I have to say, I've got a lot of time for Debbie. So Bunting. As ever, she's not only is she a clever lady, but she comes from a talented family. Her husband does all the photography. Really beautiful. And it's an absolute joy. So, if you've got, we had bunting for my wedding. My wedding, our wedding. It was beautiful. I say my wedding because my husband wasn't really that interested in the bunting. So I take ownership of that. But, you know, bunting galore. So whether you want it for your table bunting. Nice idea, hey? Yeah. Really pretty. So just, you know, whether you want to have a little spring or summer garden party. Lovely. And then it shows you all the different types of bunting there. Well, yeah, you see, producer Hannah said she didn't know there was that many types of bunting. Oh, yes. And I think, you know, especially these days, a lot of people use it to decorate kids' bedrooms, things like that. So have it as being useful and decorative as well. Because look at this, pocket bunting. Hello, yes, please. So advent calendars, all that sorts of things. So you've got your pocket bunting there, so you can really pretty up a room. I mean, those don't have to be real flowers. They could always be silk flowers. Well, you see, now, producer Hannah's skipping ahead. She's saying, could I make it for my workroom? Yes, you can. So, useful tools. It goes through everything you need there, your scissors and everything else. We'll come to that in a bit. And that's the bunting. That's the variation of the bunting that we've got for you today. Now, your basic techniques. So whether you use a ruler, whether you use the Fiskars rotary cutter we had on the earlier show, whether you're using just a standard rotary cutter and a ruler, absolutely, yes, you can. We've got on the show for you today, we've got a triangular quilter's ruler. If you want to just make life really easy for yourself, then you can use that. So we've thought of everything. Useful stitches, so even if you're hand stowing your bunting or machine stitching, doesn't matter. Simple bunting. If this is the first bunting you have ever made, here you go. This is your simple bunting, and it takes you through step by step because, and I know from experience, bunting's expensive. It's really expensive to buy. So, do you know what? Have an afternoon in your craft room, whiz up some bunting in whatever colours you want, whatever's going to go with your party, with your celebration. Spruce up a spare room, or, you know, I've got, maybe you want to do bunting for the kids' room and spell out their name, or do alphabet bunting and number bunting for them. You know, it can be a beautiful, beautiful thing. Advent bunting, I love this idea. So not only are you decorating your house, but if in our house, the fact that your 3-year-old doesn't understand that it's one chocolate a day, not sit down when mummy's not looking and wolf the lot in one sitting. Yeah, I know. Producer Hannah says, well, I do that. But now, you see, keep it out of your children's way and producer Hannah's way until it is the actual day for that chocolate. Then there you go. You can do your Advent bunting. Really lovely. I love that idea. And of course, it doesn't have to be chocolate because a lot of kids and whatnot don't eat that much chocolate these days. So you could put a little toy or something in there. Yeah. So you can make those pockets as big as you like. Applique bunting. So you can bunting doesn't have to be triangular. It doesn't. You can have square bunting, should you wish. Rectangular bunting. It's up to you. Whatever kind of bunting you like. Which means that actually, you know, round your kids' room in the nursery, spell out their name, put the alphabet, put their numbers on it. So they've got it going on. They've got it as an easy, quick reference. They know. It's really convenient. You can brighten up. I know I've said before, we rent. And so actually we're not allowed to repaint everything. Just plain white walls. How do you spruce up your room? With your beautiful materials. So Freddie's got bunting in his room. And it looks really lovely. So you can do a plique on here. It's beautiful. Here we go. Your beach bunting. It was you, wasn't it, producer that Hannah was saying that you'd bring out the bunting for birthdays? But it was always the same bunting. You could have personalised bunting. Yeah. Break out the bunting, but make it personalised bunting. What about beach bunting? Then you just... Yeah. Now, here's the thing. If you have your little deck chair out and about, could you make these with little pockets in so you can have snacks in there? Sun cream, little drink holder, and it's not going to get stuck with sand in it. Useful bunting. And plus that kid just looks really happy. It's got to be worth it, hasn't it? So, and you know, use your rope, get involved with that. Yeah, you've got a beach hut. Lovely. Do you know what? Not all of these are sewing projects because look, they've used fabric glue on this. So, you know, if you're not a dab hand with a sewing machine, don't worry. Just glue it. No one's going to know. And wrap it around. Yeah, there you see. Our director, he's not a dab hand with a sewing machine. He says that he would use glue. There you go. Blackboard bunting. Love, love, love this idea. Can we look at this in more depth, says producer? Yes. What you need calico cut into 5 triangles, and then you need a tin of black ribbon, a thing of black ribbon, and a small pot of blackboard paint. Well, you can get that from lots of... And then you can draw on your own bunting. That's exciting. What a great idea. And this is paper clipped on. So you can take it off and draw on it. Oh, nice. That's very nice. And actually, if you had your pinking shears, you could just pinking shear the calico. So that's a complete no-sew if you don't want to. Just cut it. Cut, clip, paint. Good job. Ooh, Easter holiday project with the kids. Nice. Is that our favourite so far? Is that rivaling the beach hut bunting? What do we think? Yeah? Yeah, we like that one. Bunting you never even knew you needed, you see, in this book. The book's under a tenner, by the way, $9.95. Now, button bunting. This is the one that we've got on the show because I think it looked really pretty. And I thought that the bolts that we had on the show would work perfectly with it. Because you get 3 different coloured bolts, then it just lends itself beautifully. So... you cut your fabric into, here we go, it gives you all the measurements, to a square. Is it square or is it a rectangle? And then you sew your 2 pieces together. And then, so when they're sewn together, they look like that, sort of like a kite. Now, you can, before you sew them together, just fold along edge to edge. So that's going to be the fold over bit. And then you can either do the cut before or after. That is the cut. Because you put these right sides together, you then bag them out. And that's the space that you're bagging it out with. You don't have to sew that up again because that's going to fold over your ribbon. And then you fasten the bunting with buttons. Now we've got buttons on the show for you today, which we'll have a look in a second with. So there you go, you fasten that, and then they've put double buttons on. So we've got some nice wooden buttons here, and these are just your trim it wooden buttons. They're nice buttons, aren't they? And I think you get like 30, 30 in there. 30 assorted buttons. So you've got big ones, you've got little ones. £1.45, it's not an expense to put in your basket. And then you sew on the biggest button first, and then you sew on the smaller one. That's the easiest way that we found to do that. It's pretty, isn't it? It's really pretty. So the fabric is making this shabby chic, it's making it pretty and playful. This is then what it looks like. So just, and because you've got the 3 different colours in your bunting, in your bolts rather, you can alternate which you get. So blue, pink, green, blue, pink, green. And I just think it's lovely. Absolutely gorgeous. So that's just one of the many, many types of bunting that you've got in there. Let's have a look at the bolts that we made these with. So this was made with this pack with your green, your pink and your blue, $14.95. Now, a mini bolt is 1.5 metres by 45 centimetres wide. So 1.5 metres, that's an awful lot, and 45 centimetres. You've got that 3 times over. That's what, 4.5 metres by nearly 1/2 metre by 45 centimetres. It's good. Which is, it's cheaper than buying them as separate mini bolts on the website, but here's the thing. It's also a really useful size because we love a fat quarter. We all love a fat quarter, but if you've got something that demands any kind of length, you've now got it. Whereas with your fat quarter, you are limited to anything that's just 1/2 metre. But now you've got 1.5 metres to play with lots of different colours. It's great, isn't it? So, I mean, we went with bunting because it was a really great project to go with. And if you've got something like your Fiskars cutter, like we had on the other show, you're going to be able to cut it out really super quick and easy. Lovely. So that's what we've got for you, just as an idea. And so you've got your green, your pink, and your blue. There we go. This is one bundle option. Green, pink and blue, $14.95 for 4.5 metres of fabric by 45 centimetres. UGG C56. Fab. Now, should we look at the other colour? Yeah, we've got another option for you. Here we go. Do we know which colour bundle is most popular yet, Producer Hannah? Oh, lots of you coming in for both. Oh, don't know if there's a favourite yet, but so level pegging, excellent. Level pegging on these, $14.95. This is your blue vanilla and vanilla ditzy with your pink spot. So what that looks like in real life is this. Actually, a really lovely way to store them as well. So you've got your blue. Now maybe you want to contrast it with your vanilla. Or maybe you want to go completely different and go with your pink. Or maybe you want to use those two together. Entirely up to you. Lovely. I like them all together. But you know what? Actually, if you bought them both, look at the range you'd have. Because then you'd have included in there, if you went for both sets, and I just have to be clear, you'd have to buy these separately, you would then have all of the colours of the ditzies, and you'd also have his and hers ditzies, polka dots. So if you've got both the sets, then you've got everything, you've got the lot. And that would be 9 metres of fabric for under 30 quid. That's all right, isn't it? It's a really good deal, 9 metres of fabric for under 30 quid. Awesome. So BKGC60, if you're going for the blue vanilla ditzy and the pink polka dot, then that's this one for you. Nice. Nice, nice. Now, we've got a bit of rick-rack for you. We know you like a bit of rick-rack. Now, I'm going to show you the rick-rack. Right, rick-rack for me is a bit like binding. In that you always end up using more than you think you're going to use. Which is why we've given you 25 metres of it. Yes, Producer Hannah, you could rick-rack your entire wardrobe. So, if you would like your natural rick-rack, and you could rick-rack everything, quite frankly, brilliant. everything from now on will be rick-racked. You are getting 25 metres. Now you see, that sounds excessive until you do rick-rack strips down a cushion. And then already you've used a couple of metres on one cushion. And then if you're doing a matching pair, it's a few metres already gone. You've still obviously got about 20 left, but, you know, it's all good. And of course, works beautifully with these. So you get that shabby chic kind of pretty English tea party type feel. It does work well together. That's why we've put it on the show. So we've got that's in the natural, but maybe you want to rick-rack up the blue with blue. Then you can get 25 metres of blue rick-rack. That's a lot of rick-rack, isn't it? Maybe you're doing kids something or another in blue. You need your blue rick-rack. Oh, there's no reason why you can't use your many metres of rick-rack to put your bunting on. Yes. Yes. That's when you need a lot of meterage of rick-rack. And then it's really pretty. Really pretty. So we've got blue, we've got natural, £12.95 for oodles, quite frankly. What are we looking at? Around 50 pence per metre. No. Oh, yes! Oh, producer Hannah's just said if you were decorating for a baby shower. So if you knew that it was a boy, you'd go blue. If you knew it was a girl, you'd go pink. And if you weren't sure of the baby flavour, then you could just go natural. Yeah, if you don't know the flavour of the baby. If it's a boy or a girl, then you could just go with the natural. We are sorting all your baby shower needs, aren't we? So, oh, there you go. There's your pink. I haven't shown that one yet. But look, you see it goes nice. Nice. Actually, I really like it with the green. I think that's pretty. But, I know controversial, but what about also with the vanilla? Pretty. Bit more rick-rack. Not only do I just like the word rick-rack, but I now have in my head rick-rack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. But that's not actually the song, is it? It's knick-knack, paddywhack. But there we go. Hopefully now you always have that as an earworm too. Not just me. There we go. I like the blue and the pink together. I think that's pretty. I like that. Twins. There we go. Rick-rack. So there you go. That's your rick-rack. Oodles. I mean, that is an abundance of rick-rack in your life. £12.95, FHGQ 86. But I think if you are doing oodles of bunting and you want something really pretty, rick-rack it up. You could edge your bunting in rick-rack. Oh, yes. Yes. I wonder if Debbie Shaw's thought about that in her book. So there you go. You've got natural across the bottom. That's that one. You've got pink, that there. And then blue whoosh, is there. There we go. There's your blue. And that's coming in down. They're £12.95 basically, whichever one you go for. And if you are unsure or you need help with the code or anything like that, give our free phone customer services number a ring. 0800 112 4433 or 4433 if that helps you remember it. But they are UK based, fully trained, and it's free. So if you have any questions, whoops, I've had a rick-rack avalanche over there. Then give them a ring. So FHGQ 86 for your rick-rack, grab it. I'm thinking rick-racking my bunting now. It's a thing. Now, let's have a look at these bolts again, because a lot of you going for the bolts. Do we have a favourite bolt yet? Oh, this one. The cream is in the lead by one. That's a close one race, isn't it? That's like the Cheltenham of the material world. There you go. So, these are the patterns. under this code, BK rather, GC60, if you would like, quite frankly, oodles of material. So 150 centimetres by 45 centimetres in each of the mini bolts. Amazing. 45 centimetres wide. So $14.95, so you've got 2 ditzy prints and a polka dot. Nice. It is a very close run race. Nice. But of course you can get your rick-rack to match. And this is the other colours. So, match up your rick-rack. Would you go natural so that you've got it for all of it? Maybe. You see. Gender non-specific rick-rack. So, your mini bolt, pink and green ditzies with this one. And then your blue dots. Lovely. Right, now producer Hannah wants me to show the natural rick-rack up against it. I need another hand. There we go. What about that? Would that all work? What would you go? Would you go natural? Possibly. Oh, you like the natural with green. Yeah, that works really nicely together. Quite like it with the blue as well. But what about, you see, I might just throw in the pink. Literally throw in. Well, you know, working one-handed, it's tricky. There you go. So that you see the pink's going across the bottom in both senses of the word. That's your pink rick-rack. Details there, $12.95. That's your bunting needs sorted, isn't it? Baby bunting, party bunting, wedding bunting, birthday bunting, any sort of bunting. Just, hey, do you know what? It's been a miserable day. Let's put some bunting up sort of thing. Bedroom bunting. Make your bedrooms look pretty. Oh, lovely. Garden bunting. Do it. What are we looking at next? Should we carry on look? Oh, the triangle ruler. Yeah. So, I think what we are establishing is that I'm a lazy sewer. So, for me, with my bunting, I thought this looked like the easiest way to get bunting was just cut a, what's that going to be? Hang on. How long is it? Oh, it's got the sticker over it. 8 inches. So you can cut it to 8 inches or any other amount that you wish. But you see what I like about this is that it's going to fit. So there's no waste. You just turn it and then cut. Let me show you what I mean. Yeah, gonna put my money where my mouth is. Let's show this. So, here we go. Here we go. So, I would cut a strip. So I would get my McCalls fabric stripper. Mother's Day coming up. Hint, hint at home if any small child happens to be watching. Now, if you want to do your 8-inch, then you would just cut it. Hang on, let me line this up on here. Cut an 8-inch strip. So that would look something like that. Obviously, there you go. If you wanted to get, by the way, the rotary cutter that we had on the first show, or yeah, then the details along there. So there you go. You'd imagine that this is cut in one lovely long strip, like that. Then there you go. You just cut. Yes, hello. You're not having to work out any angles. This makes me happy. It makes me really happy. It's simple things. I'm a simple person. That makes me joyful. Well, it's because it's an equilateral triangle, isn't it? It's a 60-degree triangle. So that's that. So all of those angles are the same, so it doesn't matter which way around you use it. Job done. Nice. So if you want to grab that, now you might use this for patchworking rather than just bunting making, so it's multi-use. Oh, that's the thing, and because you can measure up the lines on here, if you wanted shorter bunting, then just cut it to whatever strip you want, say like 6 inches or whatever. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. And then you just line it up on your 6-inch line. Get it straight and off you go. That's your 6-inch line on there. Handy, hey, very handy for all your triangular needs. Well, as long as they're 60 degrees. 1195 GUGQ 79. Awesome. That's for lazy bunting, if you're like me. But, you see then, actually... Well, no, I'm just thinking... you don't go anywhere. Tick, 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 whir, whir. If you were using this for your blackboard bunting, then you've got a nice space to colour in with your chalks, haven't you? Yeah. All about the practicality. The blackboard bunting's in the book. Shall we go back in the book? Can we go back in the book? I want to go back to that blackboard bunting, because if you've just tuned in, you might go, what on earth is she talking about? You might be doing that anyway. But here we go. This is your blackboard bunting. So you just get normal calico, any material really, but just a calico. You could always just pinking shear it so it doesn't fray. Get some blackboard paint, paint it up. Hours of fun. And then you just clip it on with paper clips and a ribbon. This is from your Sew Bunting book by the lovely Debbie Shaw. I love this. Oh, we haven't got this far yet, but look. There's your denim pocket bunting. Happy days. Should we get to that? Okay, so we got as far as the button bunting, which was what we'd done, which I do love because it goes so well with our fabric, but I don't know, I've seen the blackboard bunting now. I might, oh, hello, crazy patchwork. You could do this with your bolts as well, and you could do this with your fabric scraps, and you could do this with your Fiskars cutter if you just want to do various strips of things, sew them together, and then cut them out. Job done. It's so pretty, isn't it? And if you want to make your own bias binding, of course, grab yourself the bias binder maker out of the earlier show. Arty bunting. Who doesn't love a spot of arty bunting? Get the kids involved. Oh! Producer Hannah, I've just had a thought. Do you remember that colour me in fabric that we had? You could do colour me in bunting. Hours of fun for the kids. That's Easter holidays done. Or you could applique. Oh, however you want to do it. So there you go. That's your arty bunting. Under £10 for this. They look quite happy, don't they, with those? Love this. Really lovely. Now, home decor bunting. Check that out. So we've had table bunting, lampshade bunting. Any excuse for a spot of bunting. Love this. 29 imaginative designs. Heartfelt bunting. Oh, we had felt on yesterday's shows. Actually, we had lots of felt. They were 60 centimetre by 60 centimetre squares, and you got 3 of each in each pack. That's a lot of felt for bunting. But of course, the joy of using felt for your bunting is that you don't have to worry about seams. Just cut it. There we go. But of course, then you could cut hearts and applique them onto your beautiful bunting onto your bolts, couldn't you? Pretty. Oh, I just think it's lovely. Lots of ways to do it. Country bunting. Now, you see, they've ruffled that, but I think you could rick-rack that up on your country bumpkin, country bunting. Let's have a look at the bolts, because a lot of you are going crazy for the bolts. So the book, under £10, £9.95, grab that. If you want, quite frankly, a huge amount of fabric, then this is what we've got for you. Now, the green, the blue, the pink. So you've got green and pink in your ditzy flowery bit. And then you've got your blue polka dots. But each of those mini bolts looks like this. I'll show you the polka dots in a minute, but that is how much material is on each mini bolt. A huge amount. So sometimes, you know, and I'm not sizist in any way, but sometimes a fat quarter just ain't enough. And that's when you need something like a mini bolt for those larger projects. $14.95 gets you 3 mini bolts. And the nice thing about getting them in a pack of 3 is that you've got, if you're doing bags, you've got linings. If you're doing bunting, you've got a contrast. And 3, of course, is a great number because, as you can see on the bunting that we made, you've got them so you can rotate and do different ones. And it just looks really pretty, but it works. Really lovely. You can buy that ribbon, by the way, as well on the show. Handmade with love, which is rather lovely. But that's on like the shopping list underneath the live feed on the website. So you get your green, you get your blue polka dot and your pink. I'm going to show you the polka dot there because it's difficult to see in that picture. So that is your polka dot. Nice. It is springtime colours / summer colours. They're just fresh, aren't they? I think that's the thing because they're fresh. But if you wanted to do baby bunting, baby boy bunting. Hello, blue rickrack. Nice. Very nice. So your blue rickrack, 25 metres for $12.95. It's good, isn't it? Do you know what? The blue is really rather lovely. It looks really sweet with the pink, actually. Controversial. Yeah, you see, boy and a girl, twins. Obviously, you know, you don't have to have twins in order to buy the rickrack. That's not a necessity. I like it with the cream. Producer Hannah, just throwing that out there. But this is from the other bolt set. Oh, actually, do you know what? In that bolt set, you also get the blue as well. Let me show you the 3 different colours there. You get the blue, the vanilla, and the pink polka dot. Nice. Very nice. I think that blue works. I'd be happy with that. Blue rickrack. But you see, I really like it with the vanilla. But yeah. Our producer Hannah just said, they all go really well together. That's not actually a mistake. It was kind of planned that way. But I like that you're still surprised. Should we have a look at the ribbon? I've got a thread pack. Does that help? Oh, and the ribbon. Let's have a look at that as well. Oh, this is, okay. Which one? Thread pack. Oh, yes, now, here's the thing. If you have ever been in the situation where you can't actually do a project because you haven't got the right colour thread, or you end up using black because that's all you've got, don't. Grab this. And then you've got all of those summer colours. So you can do this with your rickrack. This works perfectly with all of our mini bolt colours. You've got a green in there. You've got 2 different blues, 2 different pinks, a cream, and the palest of greens. I like that. I like that a lot. So 2 greens. So you've got a light and a darker green. Same with the blue, same with the pink, and then a white. Because, yeah, you could sew on your pink rickrack with it. That would work with your pink rickrack. So, would you? Oh, okay. So producer Hannah's saying that she would use the darker thread so that it was a contrast. But if, let me just show you with these colours here. That's why we've picked it. Because, look, it's going to go with the pink out of the mini bolts. You've got your lighter pink there for that. But you see, that's a darker pink. So you need the darker pink for that one. Or, if you want to go for green, then you've got your green threads in there. And you've got that secret one there. So you've got your 2 greens. Or if you just want to use white, you've got that. Or if we're going with the blues... Nice. You see that goes with that, doesn't it? But then, because the ditzy is a little bit darker, And Janice said to me on one of our shows, if you're ever in doubt, go with a slightly darker tone and it sort of gets lost. Now, you might want to have a completely contrasting thread and you might want to pick up the green from the flowers and go with the green thread because that matches the greenery from the flowers. The leaves, as they're otherwise known. Where did that word go? So there you go. You've got your two greens there, which work with that. Nice. Love it. So that is your Gutterman's Sew All Summer Loft Thread Pack. £8.95. 2, 4, 6, 7 of those. So a smidge over £1 a thread. How many metres are you getting on there for each one? Do we know? It should be on the back, shouldn't it? Oh, 100 metres. It is 100 metres. 700 metres of thread for £8.95. Yes, please. So, we have got your summer parties sorted. We've got the thread, it's the whole deal. We've got the thread, we've got the rick-rack so you can rick-rack through your bunting. We've got the beautiful bolts. We've got the book to give you the inspiration. We've even got the buttons. We've even got pretty buttons. We've got the whole lot. The whole lot is on the show. We've even got the little triangle so that it's easy to cut your bunting. Perfect. What am I looking at next? Oh, the Handmade with Love ribbon. Where did I put it down? I had it. Ah, it's there. It's hiding. I love this for the simple reason that, there you go, handmade with love. Now that's the sort of red that when you put it with pink, it looks pink. When you put it with red, it looks red. It's one of those ones that sort of merges. So you've got on your bunting here, see, I've already made bunting out of it in my head. You've got that. So it's going to pick up the red there of the flowers and work with that. It's lovely, isn't it? Handmade with love. So especially if you're doing baby bunting or something like that, really sweet. Or just cut off a little something and then sew it onto. You could, hang on. If you're doing a bag and you want to put a little hook on the bag, then you could do that. Or you could, you know how yesterday when we made it was the 11 o'clock show and we made the wash bag and we put a ribbon through, we handmade our own ribbon to put through the zip, you could just thread that through. Now, we've used it on the bunting, which looks rather lovely. Handmade with love. Because let's face it, with all of the inspiration in the book, your bunting's going to look like you bought it. So it's lovely that people actually know that you spent time and effort on it. It's just a cute touch, isn't it? Really lovely. Or maybe you want to, when you hand make a cushion or something like that, just a little strip along the back. Handy to have. Oh, practical reasons. Oh, okay. Right. So, producer Hannah says, for practical reasons, can we show the medium white iron-on interfacing? So, this is not your bunting. I'm bunting obsessed. This is your interfacing. Now, this is a medium. So, it has, and this is new with improved wash and dry clean performance. Is a favourite for dressmakers for many years and suitable for many fabrics. So it's your medium iron-on. So use this with lightweight to medium fabrics, this one. And the book references using it as well. And you iron it on and it's fast in 12 seconds. Speedy interfacing. You can wash it at 40 degrees. You're getting 90 centimetres by 50 centimetres, so you're getting a lot in there. And it's £2.95. So pop it in. BPGQ24. So if you want to make a bag or something out of your mini bolts, then if you want it to have a little bit more sturdiness, then use your interfacing. Of course, if you're a dressmaker, you're going to be using it all the time anyway, but great for that. Now, what are we looking at next? Oh, the bolts again, because you're going crazy for them. Excellent, good. Now, you said to us, and we listened, you said, firstly, when we first bought these to wear, you loved them, so we thought, yeah, we'll bring them back. There's a saving on these. If you were to buy these individually, then we've saved you a couple of quid by, adding these in, nearly a couple of quid. No extra postage. It's all coming to you. 3 mini bolts. That is 1.5 meters by 45 centimetres of each material. Half of these have already gone. That's quick. UGGC 56. And we bought a lot because we know how much you enjoyed the first lot. So we really did bring you a big old amount. So for half of the stock to have gone already, I'm thrilled. And you're going to have so much fun with it. Now that is one option. Let me show you the other. The thing about a mini bolt is, of course, that it just goes that much further than on all your projects than a fat quarter. I love a fat quarter. I'm not dissing fat quarters before anybody says, nah, being mean about those fat quarters. I'm not. I just know that sometimes you need a little bit more. And that's what you're getting here, 1.5 meters. Remember, a fat quarter is cut at 50 centimetres, so you're getting 3 times that. So $14.95, BKGC 60 for your blue and vanilla ditzy and your pink spots. Producer Hannah, you know what we haven't shown yet, which is one of my favourite things, is the folding cutting mat. Can we show that? Oh, right, okay, we'll show that in just a minute. BKGC 60, there you go. That's your mini bolts. Nice. Somebody wants to see the what again? Oh, the buttons. Buttons and thread pack. We've thought of all your needs today. So, the buttons... I wanted, when I was talking to the buyers about this show, I said, I don't want, buttons can be a luxury. I'm a big button girl, and I really do I've got jackets where I've taken off the normal buttons and put on fancy buttons. So I don't mind spending out on buttons, but if I'm doing something like bunting, where I'm going to use multiple buttons, I don't want to spend out a lot. £1.45 gets you 30 buttons, which is in the book and on our bunting. Let me show you. And this is how we've done it here. So this is your bunting. And we've double buttoned. And that's why these wooden ones were absolutely perfect. So, and this is, there we go. So you've got a button under there, button under there, button on top, sew the bottom one on first, then sew that top one on, and that closes that bunting shut. So remember, you had that cut from turning the bunting through, because it's double-sided, and then you would just fold your bunting, and then you don't have to sew that hole up, because you then put your buttons on there, and that's your bunting done. I love that we've got the matching thread there, because we've used that. So this is your Gutermann thread. You're getting 700 metre spools of thread there for £8.95. But do check out your baskets for that, because that's gone a bit crazy. That's gone a little bit crazy. DSGQ27. There you go. Now, let me also show you in the book, because there you go. That's where we got our button ideas from. Lovingly taken from Debbie Shaw's book. So that's where she used that. And you see that's the cut that I was talking about. That means that you can just turn it through. Iron, fold, button on, job done. All found in your Sew Bunting. So if you've had Debbie Shaw books before, do you know what? I had a Debbie Shaw DVD, and it was brilliant because she's so good at explaining everything, and actually her books are exactly the same. The explanation is so easy to follow, and you know, if you're just starting out sewing, what a lovely way to just cheer the place up, decorate the place. We got to the country bunting. Now, we learnt to ruche on one of our very first shows. Sammy did a heart-shaped ruche cushion in time for Valentine's Day. That's ruching. So you can always look at these shows again on YouTube and watch again if you're unsure how to ruche, but quite frankly, you want a spot of ruched bunting in your life. Look lovely around a kitchen, wouldn't it? Farmhouse. Oh, yes, Halloween bunting. Get in. Lovely way to decorate the house. Christmas bunting. Yes. Icicle bunting. Isn't that pretty? It's bunting you never even knew you needed, quite frankly. I think that's felt wrapped with wire and beads. I think that's a bit pretty. Ah, now this is the one. Now, producer Hannah, you know at the start of the show you got all excited when we had the pocketed bunting, and you said, oh, but you could do it and then have it in your craft room. And I sort of said, oh, bear with us because we'll get to that. This is what I mean. Never throw your old jeans away, and then you can use them to do your jean pocket bunting. And then it's a slightly sturdier material because it's your jeans, and then you can have it. Maybe you want to have it as a desk tidy for your kid's bedroom. 29 bunting ideas in this book. I mean, whoever knew that there was that much bunting in the world? Lavender bunting. So you put, and this is perfect for our bolts. It's kind of what it was made for, isn't it? And then you stuff it with lavender, and then you put that, producer Hannah wants that in her bathroom, but in a baby's bedroom, beautiful. Ah, but what about your nautical bunting? I like that. I like that a lot. Oh, oriental bunting, look at that. Oh, you know what we should have put on the show, Hannah, that we didn't think about? Our tassel makers. Oh, but they are on the website. So if you want to make the oriental bunting and you want a tassel maker, check them out on the show, on the website. But do you know what? It's all about the bunting. Are we nearly out of time? Oh, cutting mat. Let me show you the cutting. Where's this hour gone? Gosh. Now, this is my favourite cutting mat because two reasons. Firstly, it is a nice size, just sits nicely. It's got all of your angles. So you've got 30 degrees, 60 degrees, 45 degrees on there for all your cutting. It's got inches, but it's double-sided. Oh, no, it's not. It says double-sided. Ah, no. Double-sided because... Oh, you've got your centimetres across there. Double-sided because, and this is the clever bit, you're going off to your workshop. You want to take your cutting mat with you because they've told you to take everything that you need, but it's bulky and it's a bit of a pain to carry. Not that one. Oh, yes. Happiness. Happiness. It's a folding cutting mat. Not only is it self-healing, so it's absolutely fab, but it folds in half. So you can then A3, so it goes from A2 to A3, pop that in your bag with your sewing machine, boom, you are good to go. That is why I like the folding double-sided cutting mat. And plus, when you're like me and you've got lots of rubbish all over your desk, you've then got a smaller space to work with. Now, bolts. Crazy for bolts. The green one. Really, really popular. Please do check out your baskets now. Okay, so this hour has been incredibly popular. So please do check out your baskets and get your mini bolt, your pink and your green ditzies and your blue spots, your UGGC 56. So let me just give you a roundup of everything we've had on the show. You can find it on the internet as well. And then that was the green. This one here is your pink, blue. I pointed the wrong way. Oh, no, that way. This one here is your pink, blue and vanilla. And again, $14.95. This is the most popular at the moment. It's very versatile though, isn't it? $14.95, BKGC60. Although both packs have got a pink and a blue in. It's just whether or not you want to go for a green or a cream. It's up to you, or vanilla, as we've called it here. So BKGC60 for these. Lovely. Oh, Rick Rack. The Rick Rack. $12.95 for 25 metres. 25 metres, you can't say no to that. That's a lot of Rick Rack. Whether you're using that to attach your bunting or whether you are edging your bunting in it. Has anybody ever said bunting as much as we have this hour? But it's an important thing. Oh, no, oh, look at that. That's nice, look at that. Very pretty. Needs to be done. We've loved bunting. We've loved our bolts and bunting. It's all been about that this hour. Thank you ever so much for your company. Stay with us because the very lovely Janis is back in just a moment. She's making a frock, as she said. Making a frock. See you in a bit.
I'm Jennifer Taylor and I was a contestant on the Great British Sewing Bee, but now I mainly dedicate my time to starting a sewing revolution.
I am so excited about the Sewing Quarter because this is the first time that us sewers have got somewhere to go that is dedicated to the hobbies that we absolutely love.
I love making clothes. I think clothes are an empowering tool. It's something that you wear every day, and why not have a piece of clothing that really embodies how you are as a person and get your personality across. So for me, clothes are my favourite things to sew.
We're going to take you by the hand and take you all the way through. But if you are already experienced, there are going to be loads of projects that are just going to take you to the next level and beyond.
I'm really excited that there's going to be a channel for me and my friends to watch, to discover new fabrics and new techniques and different things that we might not have tried before.
I started sewing with my grandmother when I was very small. She was a seamstress and she taught me a lot, and I have her 50-plus-year-old Singer sewing machine.
I am so excited about the Sewing Quarter because it's one place where you're going to find everything you love about sewing, whether that's fabric, tools and equipment, everything you could possibly need to get you sewing in one space. What's not to like?
Sewing Quarter is at the very heart of sewing as we bring you all things sewing and quilting. The team behind us live and breathe sewing day to day. We strive to bring you exclusive offers, exciting live demonstrations, and most importantly, we will custom cut fabric to your specification in our very own cutting room. We will also be bringing you TV exclusives that you won't be able to find anywhere else. So come and join us today at the Sewing Quarter.
Welcome to the Sewing Quarter! When you spend £10 on your first purchase, you will receive this free sewing kit from the Sewing Quarter worth £14.99.
Here at the Sewing Quarter, we want to bring our viewers the best and most exciting opportunities to learn and expand your knowledge. To help do this, we will be bringing in some of the leading industry experts in sewing and quilting to help guide our viewers along the way. Such as Jennifer Taylor, Samantha Claridge, Lucy Brennan, Jo Carter, Angela Atwood, Karen Lewis, Rebecca Reed, and finally Jenny Fox Proverbs, who is the senior editor of Today's Quilter and Love Patchwork and Quilting magazines.
Join us on Saturday the 18th of March for the launch of cloth kits on Sewing Quarter. Cloth kits were first launched in the late 1960s with the simple and ingenious idea of printing dressmaking pieces straight onto coloured fabric. The brand was reborn in 2007, and Janis Hobbs will be demonstrating how to make fabulous clothes for adults and children using these easy to sew, pre-printed patterns and kits. So join Janis on Saturday the 18th of March at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78.
Welcome back to the Sewing Quarter. Now, Janis is back with us. She's becoming a bit of a favourite, is our Janis. She's here this hour and we are, well, as she said earlier, making a frock. So, actually, do you want me to show you? I'm sorry, I'm standing in front of said frock. Here we go, we're making this. I love this. Look at these colours. Perfect. So, we're making kind of a tunic. I think this is fab for the beach. I could see this as beach wear, very much. It's just zesty and fun. Look at the colours on that. Absolutely gorgeous. So if you're someone that likes to cover up on the beach and be comfy, but still be cool, this is the outfit for you. Really lovely. Oh, look, it's got a rick-rack there. There we go. So, if you fancy having a go at this, we've got the pattern, we've got the material, and more importantly, we've got Janis, because I wouldn't know where to start. So, here we go. Let's have a look at the fabric. So we've got a choice of two. The one that this has been made in, just going to ask very quickly, Hannah, do we need to worry about the fire alarm going off? Oh, it is our building. Are we okay about that? It's next doors. Oh, it's next doors. Oh, that's all right then. That's all right. Fine. So, as we were, it's all right. We're not in a burning building. It's fine. We can carry on. It's always nice to check, though, I think. Here we go. Now, this is the fabric that Janis made the first tunic out of. £5.95 per half a metre. This is from Dashwood Studio. So that's a half a metre for £5.95. 100% cotton. Beautiful drape on this for your dressmaking. Absolutely ideal. And, of course, you'll be able to pick out all these different colours to go with it. You see, I'd be putting a little vest top, and I've got a vest top in just that colour that I'd be putting on underneath, or a little white one, or maybe you've got beautiful coloured bikinis or something, or swimwear that you want to have underneath. And then, I don't know why I'm fixated on this being sort of a by the pool type thing. I think it's gorgeous, absolutely lovely, but equally gorgeous if you pop it with a pair of leggings. Leggings and flip-flops, boom, off you go, lovely. Now, different colourways. Now, we tried to make Janis wear this, but she said, actually, Tasha, it's not my colour. And I'm fine with that, because actually, Janis, what your colour is this one. That's your colour. That's, yeah, it's the peaches and the pinks that are your colour, not the green. So whichever way your colour is, again, this is Dashwood, dusky pink, print by Bethan. Good on you, Bethan, it's really lovely. Really lovely. This is your Dashwood Studio. Cuckoo's Calling. I love the name of that. Very pretty. Producer Hannah would use this for other things. So would I, because actually that green, I think that green is for darker coloured hair and skin. Actually, Hannah, you'd look great in that. Yeah, you would. You'd look really great in that. That would be lovely. Producer Hannah has a mass of dark hair. She's got the most incredible hair. And that would look amazing with that. Whereas blondes, me and Janis, we'd champion that. Let's just, this one. Okay, we've got patterns in 2 sizes. So let me just check that you're getting the right size. So if you want extra small, hang on, which one's that one? Extra small, small and medium is this one. Now that is going, let me give you the sizes for this. You are extra small if your bust is 29.5 to 31 inches. Gosh, that is tiddly tiny, isn't it? Mm. Wow.
Size 6 or 4, isn't it?
Yeah. And then medium, so it goes all the way up to medium, which is a size 12 to 14. I don't know if that's UK 12 to 14 or American, but basically it's 34 to 36 bust, or a waist of 26.5 to 28 inches. Mm-hmm. Meh. Pre-baby, maybe. But otherwise, I'm going to be the next size up.
Next size up, I know I am.
So,
next size up.
The information is there for that. But that's why I've just told you, because you might not be able to see that. There we go. So that's where I'm showing you. So this is extra small up to medium. So if I just put my finger there, they are the top end measurements. So if you're if your bust is 34 to 36, if your waist is 26.5 to 28, and if your hip is 36 to 38 or smaller, grab this one, and the code is AJBR23. If you might have been that once, but now you've had babies. Just, you know, speaking from personal experience.
You can always have the hourglass figure and go like that. You need both then.
Then you need both. There you go. But here we go. This is your large to extra large. So if you are, here we go. Let's have a look. So you've got your bust here is 38 to 40 inches. Your waist is 30 to 32. And your hip is 40 to 42, this is the one for you. And it goes all the way up to a bust of 46 to 48 inches, a waist of 39 to 41.5 inches. In fact, let me just give you the biggest measurements. Your hip is 50 inches. This is the one for you. Now, you've got variations. I like this very much because it's 3 in 1. So, we've got that lovely dress there, or pop some sleeves on it, and then you've got a tunic. I love that.
That's nice, a tunic.
With a pair of jeans.
Very 60s.
Lovely.
And the sleeves have got detail as well. You can't really see it on there.
They got
the
rip-rack.
sleeves have got really nice detail. I don't think so on that. But
it could have, Janis, yours has.
Well, I put mine on C and it doesn't show rick-rack on C. So, and I just put my own rick-rack on the sleeves on C, because you can.
Because you can. and then you've got the longer tunic. That's the one that you made, isn't it?
The C, yeah.
Now, if you've bought 25 metres of rick-rack, then you're good to go, because we've put rick-rack on this. So we'll talk about that later. Right, yep. Okay, so if you want that larger dressmaking, then that's your main graphic for you, $8.95, and the smaller size is down the bottom of the screen for you. Now,
so
lovely.
Here we go.
We're going to have a look, aren't we? Because Janis, you've shown us all sorts of dressmaking techniques that you've picked up over the years, including that ham. Like that. Was this pattern lovely to use?
Yes, yes, it was.
Simple. It's a McCalls. McCalls know their stuff, don't they?
They do know their stuff. They're all very good, the pattern suppliers, really. But I've always got the edge with Vogue, because you get the cut. But McCalls are nice as well.
They're good ones, aren't they?
Vogue patterns do retail a lot more.
Yeah.
And sometimes if you're just doing a basic design, which this one really is, which is not too intricate or what, keep it as simple as possible. That's what I would say.
Well, this is the lovely thing, isn't it?
That's the nice thing about McCalls patterns and simplicity.
So simplicity, affordability,
as
well.
Yes.
Because that's got to come into it, hasn't it?
It does every time.
3 patterns in one. So you're looking at basically £3 a pattern.
Yeah.
Is less than that.
But don't forget, you can make it as many times as you like as well.
You can, and in the different sizes. The fact that this goes up to such a large size, I think, is brilliant.
That's it. And you can just keep making it, make it. That's when patterns become.
Do you know what? Actually,
make them.
For me, Janis, I struggled when I was pregnant with Freddie to find things that would fit.
Yes.
I think I was living in Cornwall, and not many shops actually did maternity. But actually, a dress like this, if I made it in the biggest size
would lovely.
Would be fab.
Yeah. And it hangs loose as well. And if you're pregnant in the summer,
comfortable, and in the cotton, it's lovely.
And that dish just hangs, and the fabric just hangs beautiful.
And also nice and cool as well, because that was the other thing. That's just don't want to be hot all the time.
No.
So beautiful, beautiful. Now, you've shown us lots of dressmaking techniques.
Nice.
For this, it's got slightly unusual neckline and cuffs, hasn't it?
Cuffs.
So you're going to show us how to do those.
The way the cuffs are done as well is exactly the same as it's done on the hem, on the ends at the bottom as well.
On the bottom,
There's a split on both sides of the hem, and it finishes the hem off as well.
Should I just show that? Should I show you what means?
And show the sleeves as well, and then you can see.
So if I just show you very quickly there, sorry, making our cameraman run. So that's your sleeve there. And that is the same as the side here.
On the hem.
There you go. So it's done in the same way. So if you can do the sleeve, you can do the bottom. So we're going to show you that.
So first of all, we start off, and I'm going to whiz through this quickly because we need to do the neckline first. So if I just take the pins out quickly. And I've done the actual tailor's tacks for the darts.
Now we have done on previous shows. We've shown you how to cut out. We've shown you how to read your pattern. We did darts last time, didn't we? But we didn't have the ham.
No.
That we had from the first show.
No.
We should have had that, shouldn't we?
We'll have to use the ham on one show.
Next time we do darts, we'll whack out the ham.
We'll do it on the one show.
If you have no idea what I'm talking about, look at our 8 o'clock show. If you've just joined us, we had a dressmaking ham, which is not an easy thing to find these days, is it?
No.
No. So you've cut out your pattern.
Yes,
you've got your tailor tacks in, which you showed us how to do the last time you were on, I do believe.
That's it. So if we just cut in between.
Oh, hello.
So this is
Look
where...
at these scissors that snuck on.
You did ask me what ones I wanted, and I thought I'll have my bronze ones or my bows. So trimming between them without trying to cut the fabric. These are your darts. Now, I've only actually done the actual pointers. I haven't tailor tacked up. But if you're in doubt, if you're a novice, just do that. And
so the tailor tacks are put in to show places like where the darts should be, all that sort of thing.
And
so it's
pivoting.
A way of marking your fabric without actually using
a pen.
A pen.
Yeah.
But you can use a pen if you don't want to. But just make sure that it's one that's going to wash out of your fabric.
And that's where you're going to go to.
And
so
this was how you started, wasn't it? Your mum used to make you do all the tailor tacks.
Whereas now I literally go there, bring it together.
And match match those two tailor tacks together. So we're whizzing through this. We did this in great detail. What day was that, Janis? Was that Monday? It was Monday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So all of our shows, I know some of you will be going, whoa, 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 slow down, slow down, slow down. I don't know about tailor tacks. Watch Monday's show. Go onto YouTube, put in Monday's date, and the show with Janis where she goes in absolute detail about how to do tailor tacks, why to do them, and how to do the dart so you get that shaping on your outfits. That's all on Monday's show. So because we've already done that, we're just going to whiz through this a little bit quicker because... You know, we want to show you other skills. So this is about learning new skills. If you're a dressmaker that's only done basic things, then we're taking it to the next level for you. Because I know that you want to know all levels. So we're working our way up. You know, if we haven't shown anything difficult enough for you, we're getting there. Don't worry. We are new. We want to show you the things that you get stuck with when you start with a pattern, and we're going from your feedback. So this is what you asked for. So enjoy.
So I'm just sewing the
dart.
Yeah, I'm just sewing the darts quickly. And like I say, don't be frightened because I can always be undone.
Yeah, do you know what? Your seam ripper is your friend, isn't it?
Always is. Yeah.
It's always on every single show.
Because you can get it with seam rip as well. You can use them for getting tailor's tacks out as well.
Ah, yes.
If you get them caught in the corner like there, if you look, see how that's a bit caught.
Oh yeah.
Use your
and you can just get it out. There we go.
Well.
Perfect.
Seam rippers for everything. So that's your one side done, and you get them out this side as well.
So that's. Can I just show the difference between? Have you pinned the other side?
Yeah. Hang on, can't get that out. That can be a menace to get out.
There we go. So let me just show. So you've pinned. Yeah, you've pinned both sides. But now instead of that just lying flat, that's starting to get
the shape.
The
bust.
For the bust.
And that's what darts are
through
for.
there, and that's why the darts are there. And because you've tailor tacked in, you know that you're getting it in exactly the same place.
Yeah, that it should. So then if you had the hand, you'd literally put it on there and then really press it down and get it to
so that you don't get... Yeah. Because sometimes when you get the dart, even if you iron it, you can't quite get it.
But
that's why you need the tailor's ham. If you're after the tailor's ham, we had that on the first show. It's only £11. Pop it in your basket, and then things like the darts suddenly become super easy.
Easy.
It's tools for the job.
It is tools
That's
for
why
the
we
job.
had to have the tool show first thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
spot
there
on.
you go. If you're just joining us, go back and watch that. Again, that will be on YouTube, or the shows will loop on our... oh, look, here we go. There's your pressing ham there, down there, £11. Or just call up if you're after it, 0800 112 4433. So that's our other dart done.
That's the dart done.
Dart's done.
So if I just take that out.
So taking out the tailor tacks. In a bright green, you're never going to miss those, are you?
No, that's what I always do them in a contrasting fabric.
Yes.
And that's that.
So
that's
dart's done.
Dart's
and so
done.
is that the front of it?
So that's the front. So, and if you can see there, that's the shape of the darts there.
So we're getting shape to this already.
Yeah. So what you do then is normally press it up to make it...
On your pressing ham?
On the pressing ham.
Nice.
So that's that.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but always press, because it will never be the same again.
Should we?
You should.
Hang
Is
on.
it on? No, don't worry about it. So
no, apart from we're not going to.
we're not
Always
going to.
do it, apart
don't
from we're
worry
not going
about
to.
it.
Do as we say, not as we do.
Yeah, but make sure you press it, because any pressing that you do in the sewing, you will never get that crisp press again afterwards.
Really?
No, you'll never get the right...
Another top tip?
Yeah, never do it.
Okay, what
so
are we
the
doing
next thing what we're doing now is we've got tailor's tacks here,
yeah,
here,
what are they
and I think that one's come out. So what that's marking now is the neckline, where we're going to have to place the uninterfaced collar of this, and we put that on the... We have to attach this, and then it has a facing, and this is what creates the neck and stiffens the neck.
Oh, do you need interfacing, or is it just a facing?
No, you have interfacing on the one side and not on the other. So if you've got the interfacing
$2.95 for interfacing. We had it on the last show. There we go, as if by magic. $2.95 for your interfacing. You get 90 centimetres by 50 centimetres with this. Iron on as well. 12 seconds it takes to iron that on.
Is that all? That's good.
Bosh.
Quick.
Done.
Vaseline.
Yeah.
Good mate.
Pop it in your basket.
So what we have to do...
That? Is that Vaseline?
Vaseline, I think.
Let's go with that.
So my actual marking hasn't come there. This is where tailor tacks can be a bit...
Is it there?
Boom. No, you've got to go into there, you see.
Ah, okay.
You've got to come down here and go into the actual points, because then we're going to actually put this on to the same. And then we have to cut into the pivot into
Janice,
the
you know
corners.
that you lost your tailor tack, so you've put a pinion. But
just to make
with
it
these,
to there.
do the notches not match up?
No, these do. These do.
So
but we do these afterwards. But at the moment, you've got to just sew around there and do a straight stitch around there.
Now, is that a stay stitch?
A stay stitch right
I'm
there.
learning.
Yeah, you're learning.
I didn't know about stay stitches last week,
and then we have to trim into it, cut into it then.
Okay.
Trim into it.
So a stay stitch, because of where this is positioned, it's going to be on the bias, which means there's going to be stretch. So what Janice is going to put in is a stay stitch. So when you see this in your pattern, what that means is just a line of stitching that's going to be within the hemline, but it means that it's going to stop that bias from stretching, isn't
That's it. So
see, I've learned.
You just
brilliant.
Pivot.
This time last week, didn't know about that.
And this one's called pivoting.
It's called a what?
Pivoting.
A pivoting stay stitch.
It's pivoting. What
Just
you're actually
pivoting.
doing. Yeah.
Oh, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, and if the actual
Wealth of knowledge.
tap goes, you just make sure you go into your 5/8 right into the middle.
Right. Okay.
So you do that first. Needle in.
Yep.
Turn around.
Spin it around.
Needle down.
That's the pivoting bit, is it?
That's this bit here.
And you go up to that
it.
tailor tack.
Yeah. And then
These
what we
are
have
useful,
to do
aren't they?
is trim into that.
Now you see, you get just straight in there, don't you, with your picker? So this, can I just show this stitch now? So
that's what you've just pivoted.
there you go. That's your stay stitch in the fabric there. It's in a V. Along there. And that is just going to stop that fabric from stretching when it's cut on the bias. So, okay.
But what we've got to do, before we cut it, you attach this bit here, and it's again right side to right side.
So this is giving that lovely... I think this is why I keep thinking of this tunic for beachwear. because of the neckline. I've got a toplet, and should we show that? Shall I show you what we're doing?
Yep. Just
So
neckline.
let me get, here we go. So this here.
Hang on.
Here we go. This is the bit that we're doing. So you can see this is reinforced here so that it's got that rigidity. So through there, down to there. And this, I'm gonna undo her. Hang on. Woohoo! There we go. This is the part that we're making. Saucy. And that's the bit. So that actually, even if you do come undone, ladies, it's very carry on today. La 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 la. It's still going to hold. It's not just going to flop open and reveal all. So even if you do come undone, no one wants that, do they? But that's why attention to detail. Look, we're just looking after your modesty, ladies. That's all. Someone's got to, you know. There we go.
Modesty. So what we're doing...
I'm not casting aspersions about anybody's modesty, Janis.
We're attaching the uninterfaced collar right sides together. And that's the way it's going to go. So, because it's going to open out like that.
Right.
And then you have to swing that round. And so you have to just pin down, matching your notches.
This is where the notches are fab. I like the fact that you do outy notches, not inny notches.
The outy ones stand out more.
They do, don't they? Because... can we show the... hang on. A word from above in my ear says, please, can we show the notches as we're talking about them? So, Janis does outy notches. A lot of dressmakers will just put a snip in there and you'd match your snip to snip. But I really like the standy outy notches.
They stand out.
They're all on the pattern, so when you copy your pattern...
If you look, you can see.
There you go. So that on your pattern...
Yeah.
There's your notch on your pattern. It's a triangle in, but...
I do the triangle.
Janis has cut it out.
But if I miss and go past it, then I'll go in.
Well,
so I've still got the side.
If you're watching back any of the shows, you might see a show where I did exactly that. Poor Janis.
Really?
Well, with you. I was with you. And you went, it's okay. Cut in.
Cut in.
Clearly a memorable show.
I've forgotten. We've done so many now together, Natasha.
We have.
So it's quite
I'm
good.
just pleased that you don't remember the bits I did wrong for you. That's fine.
You do ever so well. So the first thing we do is, now you have to do this in steps.
Okay.
You have to, first of all, sew down to there.
To your tailor tack.
And then you have to go round. It's one of those, again, ladies and gentlemen, where we have to feed it round.
Okay.
So the first thing I'm going to do is get the other side pinned, because this is awkward. If it was like when I did the other show, when you have to go into the corner and turn the needle, and do you know what I mean? And
yeah.
And do it a step at a time.
Okay.
It's a bit tricky.
Well, do you know what? The notches just help, don't they? Because then you know that you're pinning in exactly the right place.
Like you should be. And they have to be so accurate, your notches, because they can throw out a whole garment if they're not.
And then, yeah. So I think that's possibly what makes a lot of people nervous about dressmaking is making sure. But if you transfer all these little things, like the notches and where the tailor tacks go, if you transfer them exactly from your pattern, you can't go wrong. No. It's just a jigsaw, just piecing it together.
Always do a template. If you're unsure, always do a little template of something you're doing.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So do it in a cheaper, like a lining fabric, something cheap. If you
something like a calico or an old duvet or something.
If you bought something expensive,
yes,
you want to do it a bit at a time.
So say you were doing this in a hand painted silk. See, 11 o'clock.
Yeah, that's it.
11 o'clock show. And you've only got one go at it, then you would maybe mock it up first out of a calico, an inexpensive material, to make sure that you'd got the fit right, you'd done everything. Or if you're using material that will mark if you have to unpick.
Yeah.
because that's another thing, isn't it? You know,
It is.
then you're good to go.
So these are all 5/8 seams again on these patterns.
Is that the general dressmaking allowance?
Yes, on shop bought patterns. Yes.
Okay.
So
you go all the way down one side to your tailor tack.
to
Is that
the
right?
notch. Yeah.
Oh, look at this. You see, slowing down for absolute precision.
I'm trying to get it precision. Now, hang on a second. This is going to be a bit awkward.
Yes, and I love the fact that you've chosen to do the awkward bit on live TV.
I know.
Janice
I'll
does not
just do
shy
it.
away from a challenge.
But you can't, can you?
No.
Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get that out. Just do an overstitch.
So, and is that okay
I
to
did
do?
it at home the other day without a problem. It's
You
always
didn't have
the
lots
way.
of people watching, did you?
Right, so normally with things like this, you normally do tack it.
Ah, okay.
So that it's
It's taking shortcuts, isn't it? Because we want to get this done for you. So you sew all the way down. Let's see, we've sewn all the way down which way?
hang on, let's just get into this corner here.
Aha. Oh, okay. And this is why we wanted to show you, because...
Hang on, because that's it. That's it. That's got to be then folded over.
Oh, to
So
there.
that way, yeah.
This is
It
the
is,
little
so
V bit
That's it.
in the top, isn't
That's
it?
to that, to that, to that.
To me, to you.
To that, to that. That's it. So, and you can do it in bits. You know what I mean? Normally, if you do it in one as well, that's it. So then we sew then from that notch to that notch there.
And this is the V bit.
This is your V bit.
In the bottom
That's
of the neckline. So, I mean, this is the thing.
This is how not to do it normally.
But if this is, Janice,
We
if this
do
is
it
your
on-
first time, because if this were my first time doing this, which it would be,
Yeah.
would it matter if I had to just put a stay stitch in and then jiggle it about so it's in the right position?
No, you can do it like this, no problem at all.
So actually, for me, I would feel more comfortable doing it
Doing
like
it in
this.
3 bits.
Yeah, in 3 bits. Because then it's less daunting, rather than trying to get it right in one fell swoop.
Fell swoop, it's true. And then...
So can I just show where we've sewn now?
Because it's going to be cut in two.
So
you
this
see,
is your
anyway.
neckline there. We've sewn down one long side, and then you see you've got that tricky V bit.
In, that's
So
it.
that's the bit that we readjusted
And now
to
I'm
then
gonna do
cut
the
along
other
there,
side.
because you're going to snip into it, and then presumably we're going to have to pin that next bit
up, back
and
up
then
the other
do
side.
the long bit.
That's it. Yeah.
Whilst you do that,
Okay.
come with me, because oh, we're going to look at. Oh no, don't go anywhere. This one. So this is the neckline that we're looking at, and this is the pattern that we're using. So we've got it in 2 different sizes. If you are the larger size, which is if your bust is 38 inches up to 48 inches, this is the packet from you. If your waist is 30 inches up to 41.5 inches, this is the pack for you. And if your hip is anywhere from 30 to 50 inches, guess what? This is the pack for you. If you are smaller than that, get the other pack, the smaller pack. So $8.95 gets you the Mrs. Notched tunic dress and dresses. Can I show you all the different designs here? So I love this dress. I think that's lovely. But then I'm always a sucker for a great long dress. But I have to make my own because I never get them long enough. Then you've got the tunic here with sleeves, without sleeves. And that's sort of your longer length tunic dress. And then if you want just sort of a 60s tunic top, great with a pair of jeans and wedge heels.
Yeah, wedge
or
heels,
espadrilles or something like that. Or even flip-flops.
Espadrilles.
Would be lovely, wouldn't
I
it?
used to like the espadrilles that used to top the leg for the summer. Never caught this in at the bottom, so we just need to pick it a bit.
What do you call them?
Espadrilles.
Espadrilles.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. I love different pronunciations.
Different pronunciations.
I remember a friend of mine saying, yeah, but have you bought your kaggle? I was like, my what?
Kaggle. Never heard of that one
Your
before.
kaggle. I was like, what on earth
What's
is
a kaggle?
Kaggle. You should always call it a kaggle.
It is pronunciation, isn't it, every time? Yeah. Right, that didn't quite
We're
go
unpicking.
right. Yes, we are, because that didn't go quite as planned. Right, come on, you devil. Normally I do this in one fell swoop.
There you go.
Right.
Do you know what? Whilst Janice sorts that out, I'm going to take you over there to take a look at some other finished items, because Janice has been working jolly hard for us. Well, it looks like I'm playing Peepo, doesn't it? This is what we're making today, of course. So you've got all of the pattern references for that. But Janice has also here we go. Oh, maybe I'll come in the middle here. Janice has also brought us this. This was Monday's show. And do you know what? This was from that beautiful book, wasn't it? This is from your Woven Essentials garment pattern. This is from Alison Glass, who is she's a very prolific fabric designer, is Alison Glass. She's got 19 fabric designs under her belt to date, but she also collaborates, and here she collaborates with Karen Laplage. And to come up, can I open this up? Is that all right, producer Hannah? Because I just wanted to show you this, because it is a thing of beauty. Now, it's like a crazy dress shop over here. It's lovely, isn't it? I feel like I'm being watched. Now, here we go. Firstly, if you like your patterns, it's a bit special, this one. I remember the day that this came into the office, and we had a lot of the girls up from our magazines, because they're based in Bristol, but sometimes they come up to see us, because obviously we've got sister magazines of all sorts of quilting and sewing and all sorts of different magazines, and a lot of the editors were up here, and this came in to the office, and they were oohing and ahhing because it is a thing of beauty. Look at that. It's not a pattern. This is an aspirational pattern / way of life / beautiful / want it in my basket. So it gives you different ways in which to use this. Different materials really coming to the fore here. So you can make 2 different skirts. That's a skirt version there. You've got dresses in here. Everyone was loving this one. And I do believe that's the one that Janice made. But this is made out of a jersey, and Janice made out of a linen, which suddenly made it beautiful for weddings and things like that, and cool as well for summertime. But you see then, that's Janice's one, in Janice's size. But then these are all the different... But you see then, this is it in a jersey, you see. So changing the different material. And then you also get the patterns so that you can do appliques as well. And then if you want to do it as that's a festival dress, isn't it? Yeah. That's very much a summer festival dress. But there it is with your applique. So lots of different ways to work this. A couple of tops, a couple of dresses, skirts in there. It's even got chapters. It's more of a book. But along here, this is where it shows you exactly where to measure, and then you write your measurements in. So you've always got them as a reference. And ladies, I don't know about you. I'm going to be completely honest. I have been known to get a little bit het up with numbers. And, you know, sometimes I won't shop in a shop because actually they made me a size bigger than I thought it was. And I'll go to the shop that makes me a size smaller than I was. And that's just a silly thing. So what I really love about this book is that you put in your numbers, your actual measurements, and then what they get transferred into on this one, let me find the page, I think it's the next page, is letters. So you're not a size 14, 16, 18, you're now a letter. So all of that, oh no, that can't be right because I'm a size 14 normally, and this has put me as a size 16. I don't like that. No, forget any of that. what it's done here is you match up your measurements and it just becomes a letter. And that is then on the patterns. So you then just follow the letter that you are. To the letter. And that's all the way through there. So you could be an A bust, but a B waist and a C hip. And it doesn't matter, you just follow that through the patterns. So it's going from a 31.5-inch bust all the way through to a 50-inch bust. So actually there's a great breadth of size in here. So if you're just making for yourself, fine. If you're making for others as well, then brilliant, absolutely brilliant, because you've got that variation in size. It's got instructions. It shows you all the different ways to make all the differences to each of the patterns. It even shows you how to work with woven fabrics, how to put in pockets, all those different things if you're just making the skirt. It's all in there. It is a thing of absolute beauty, really well thought out. That's your contrast panel tunic in there. But then maybe you actually want to make it with the skirt, or you just want to have the top by itself. It's up to you. So it's not just the dress. There's lots of variations in here. And then this is your applique. So if you want to applique that pattern on, then you absolutely can. And then my favourite bit, everyone loves a secret envelope with a really beautiful sticker on. And in there are all your patterns. It is like something out of Hogwarts. Yes, you're right. All your patterns are in there. So it's just an absolute joy to work with. It's special. So if you have someone that does dressmaking, there is something in here for everyone. Alison Glass says that this is so that you can produce a capsule wardrobe, because you've got tops, you've got a couple of skirts, a couple of dresses in there, so you can make up a wardrobe. And also, it's going across the ages, so you're going to find something for everyone. And the reason that Alison Glass likes to collaborate, and here she's collaborated with Karen Laplage, is because she says that you get the best out of people. She says you throw around ideas, you hammer it out, and you work it out, and you end up with something better than if you just worked on your own. And I think that really shows in this. $23.95, NTHN 62. Treat yourself. Do you want me to put it back in the plastic? No, I'll do it later. And that was, we did this out of linen, actually, which gave a whole different look to using a woven fabric. Now, or a jersey fabric. Now, what are we going to look at next? We'll come back and have a look at the other pattern in a bit. But Janice?
Right, I had a bit of trick there, a bit of trouble there. And do you know what I've done? I've forgotten the golden rule. I should have, to turn it on the machine, and I should have slipped into the corners first.
Ah, so you should have
pivoted
cut first.
into the corners.
Oh,
yeah, and I was
there we
going to
go.
do it afterwards. But that's better than it was, but it's not brilliant. But
okay.
It will go flat if you do it properly.
If you do it, yeah.
Yeah, if you
get your ham out
just
as well.
Cut into the corners, come down the machine and twist it, and it all twists fine.
Lovely.
It should twist fine. So what you do then, we have our interfacing piece.
Yes.
So what we have to do is fold this in 5/8 of a...
Now, you eyeball this, don't you, because you're very, very used to working in 5/8.
Yeah.
But if you're at home, measure it.
You can measure it.
We also had, the other day, which we're waiting to get back in stock, a very handy little measuring tool, didn't we? That would help. So we're waiting for that, get that back in stock, and then we'll bring that to air. But otherwise, get your tape measure out, measure it, or measure it on your mat.
So this is a guesstimate, but it's more or less accurate.
So today Janice is making this dress. We're showing you how to do the tunicky top bit around the neck.
And what you'll have done your stitching line and your tailor's tacks, and that is where you're going to stitch in that middle there.
Oh, okay.
From here down
right.
and up in like one fell swoop with your machine.
Okay.
So, but what you have to do first is press these in.
Do you want that pressed to make life easy?
Yeah, it might
for
be
you?
better too. And then we cut it off to 1 centimetre.
No, we'll have to wait a minute. You just finger press that for a second. It's just got to
finger press that.
So the pattern that we've got for you today is we've shown you the Alison Glass pattern, but this pattern is from McCalls. Here it is. Here we go. This is the pattern that we're working with today. We've got 2 different size options for you. DFBR38, this is the larger sizes. So this takes it from, let's go with the waist size, a 30-inch waist up to a 41.5-inch waist. That's what that is doing for us. Perfect. Whee! Bit of a breeze in the studio. And your smaller size is down there. So the smaller size takes you from a 22-inch waist up to a 28-inch waist. Right.
Okay, so we press that down. Into that, Natasha.
You see, Janice, if only we had a Clover mini iron, we could have got into all these little bits, but it would, wouldn't it?
It would, wouldn't it? Yes,
rather than having to play with our fingers.
I should have planned the show a bit better.
Well, do you know what? I know the Clover mini iron's one of those things that you've only just discovered, isn't it?
Yes, it is really. So
it's
I'm
on your wish
of a
list.
novice. So to this.
There we go.
So then, woo, that pan piece has gone flying on the floor. So then what you do is you trim this down to 1 centimetre after you've pressed it.
Why do you trim it down now?
I think it just neatens it up.
Oh, right, okay.
I'm not sure really why they do this like this.
But that's what it says to do, so that's what we're going to do.
So that's what, like Natasha said, that's what we're going to do. Because really, I'm having to undo this to trim it a bit.
But we will do as the pattern says.
Because otherwise, the viewers will go, remember this bit. And then...
So is this where, to transfer the notch, you would do an in?
Sorry?
Is that when, do you need to transfer that notch?
No.
Okay.
No, it just goes over. No, because what happens, you see, why that notch is become on here is because when you cut these out, you cut 2. One for interface and one not.
So you've cut notches into both, but you don't need them.
We just now pin.
Well, maybe that's why it is. So that's it. So you cut the 2 pieces out at the same time.
Yeah.
But actually, you don't need such a wide seam on this, so that's why you trim it. Oh, there we go. We've answered our own question.
We've answered our own question. Like we always do, me and you, don't we, Natasha? So that goes into the corner.
Right. So just match it up.
So you just pin it.
And have you got those tailor tacks? Is this where you match those tailor tacks up?
No, what you're going to do, you're going to stitch down.
Right.
On them lines.
Ah.
And then you get the tailor's tacks out afterwards.
Nice.
So, I'm ever so upset about this one, really, going a bit wrong.
Oh, do you know what, Janice? It's live
TV. Because yesterday, that just did it.
It just did it all by itself.
Straight away, it just did it. Do you know what I mean? And it's
do you know
so
what?
annoying.
You are not the first guest to go, made it so easily at home, and then I went on air.
And
don't worry.
It. You've had it.
Don't worry. What I would say to anyone is... come and give it a go. It's not as easy as it seems live on air.
It isn't, is it?
No.
So all we're doing...
But these are the little things that would get you stuck at home. So the fact that, you know, you have to snip first. Now we know, you just got to snip it first.
So now we're just going to snip it into there.
So down there?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we're doing next.
Do you then cut down the middle afterwards? Because this is what would seem very strange to me, is that I'm like, hang on a minute, there's going to be a gap there.
No, you're going to cut straight down the middle to the red mark. And again, that dress on me came up a bit low. Whereas if you go down a bit further up,
can I be honest?
Then yeah.
So we did ask you if you would wear it, and firstly you said it wasn't your colour. You should have made a pink one, and secondly, it's a little bit low.
A bit
without
low.
you'd need a little rest top, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Underneath, because of leaning forward over the top. So this is, I think, why I think it's perfect for beach wear. You know, summer, whack a little vest top underneath, or have your swimwear on underneath. It's really. Is a watty, Hannah? Oh, producer Hannah says even in the garden in the summer. Be lovely.
Nice.
Really nice.
Yeah.
I think barbecues as well.
Yeah, lovely.
I need friends with pools, so I could go to a pool party.
Or spas.
Or spas.
Spas in the garden.
Yeah. any friends with spas or pools,
please get in touch.
Yeah, please get in touch, because we've got a tunic for you. Yes.
So then,
I make my wardrobe according to my friendship group.
oh, hang on.
By the way.
What we'll do,
what
we'll actually now cut it.
Oh, here we go.
So, let's give it a go.
Give it a go. Well, yeah, Janice, we brought these on because we thought you always struggle with the right-handed ones, although I know that you say you're used to them. You've always had to. These are your ambidextrous.
You watch me go wrong with these.
No,
now.
I'm not going to watch you go wrong. We're going to go right. So we bought Janice left and right-handed shears to try.
That's it. So that's that. Cutting. So then...
So trim all the way down, and of course all the markings are there with your tailor tacks.
And then what we do is we fold it all in. So your tailor's tack's there now. And what you do, you fold that in. So we can press... Oh, we should have pressed it. Then again, we could, again with your little iron.
Yeah, well, this is it, isn't it? This is where the Clover mini iron would be brilliant.
The Clover mini iron.
However, we haven't got that. We've got this one.
So
flashing green. We can use this one.
That's it. We'll try.
I threw this one on the floor the other day.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Right, there we go.
So this is the neckline that we're doing. We're just going to give this a quick press.
Give it a press open. Then we can...
So we won't get the whole pattern done, but we just wanted to show you the trickier bits, so that you're not...
We're just going to have to put up with this, I think.
That's right. Get your Clover mini iron.
Get your Clover mini iron for this. That's it. And it's this side as well.
Let me just pop that back on to recharge. I've got a rechargeable iron. It's the absolute bane of our life. If I'm honest.
And you can finger press it as well.
Apparently we're getting a new one, Janice. We won't know ourselves.
Ooh,
we'll be so posh with a new iron.
So then, turn it.
Are you going to have to top stitch that?
Yeah, you can do. It doesn't say it on the pattern, but again, you can do. And then you turn that.
Oh, we're good to go. The iron is charged. What am I ironing, Janice?
Let's just do the opposite side.
Okay.
Here. So we try and get a crisp edge.
So we're getting a crisp edge with the iron here.
That's it.
There you go. There you go. We've only got a couple of minutes left, Janice.
Oh, we haven't. What is it?
And then I've got... Yeah, I know, because I've got to go over to the other side and show all the other dresses, pretty dresses.
So then you literally turn that inside.
Turn it inside out.
You might have to trim a bit more into the corner.
Okay.
Which I think we have to do. Some little scissors.
So this is...
A tiny bit.
This is where you can take your time. We're making poor Janice rush. But just take your time and trim right down. There we go.
Middle.
Now this is
just
from
that
the
little
McCalls
bit
pattern.
makes a difference.
It does, doesn't it? Look how easily that's turning now.
And then that is your neckline done. So if we just pin it quick.
And then you just pin that and then top stitch down to hold in place.
And
can I just show this?
Down.
Or do they not?
No, they're just on the pattern. You just actually slip stitch that neckline down.
Oh, slip stitch. Oh, so you don't see it.
No.
Oh, can I just show that?
Just slip stitch it in.
There. So you see that there is now coming down over your neckline. And even if it falls open, you've got that facing. And that's what we've been doing today, is showing you that facing. And then the same, which has been pinned up the other side, and then so that you've then got it there like that.
That's it.
And then it comes over.
And you slip stitch the inside with the facing down.
There you go. So, I'm going to go look at these dresses for a minute.
That's lovely. So if I carry on finishing this.
Before I go, I'm just going to show you the pattern that we've used today, which is the McCalls pattern. Actually, I'm going to show you this side because here we go. That's the dress we've made. And we've used this pattern. But you could also make with this pattern just a tunic top, tunic dress with sleeves, great long, lovely dress. All of these, all with this pattern. 4 different designs there. Fab. And of course you can take the sleeves off the short one there. So 5 really, for $8.95. And all with that neckline. That's why we wanted to show you this neckline this hour. So DFBR38, give it a go. Give it a go.
Give it a go.
Is that all? Can I just show the back of that then, all pinned?
I haven't quite pinned it down.
Okay, it's nearly all pinned there. But there we go. Let me just spin that around. That will be pinned down. And there you go.
Like that.
Nice. Well done.
Okay, so that's that bit.
I'm going to leave you.
You leave
I'll
me.
be back in a minute.
Next bit.
Maybe. Come over here. Now, this one, we're looking at. This is pretty, isn't it? Oh, that's really lovely. Oh, Janice, that's your colour, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did you wear this one on the show? Yeah, she did. Beautiful. Nice. This one. So, here we go. Let's have a look. The pattern for this, I think this one's ever so sweet. Now, this is your Vogue pattern. Now, Janice is a sucker for a Vogue pattern. She says it's all about the cut, all about the fit with your Vogue. Now, this says very easy / très facile on the back. It's the Joy Vogue. It's always in French as well. And these are the different versions that you've got. Down there. Whee! So whether you want it short sleeve, long sleeved, it's entirely up to you. If you want to have it so that you've got the contrasting front there, then you can. There you go. So that's the contrasting front. Or if you just want it so that it's just a detail, but it's not as a contrast, and with short sleeves. They're the 3 different patterns. $11.95 RDBR04. And that is, hang on, that's size large to extra large. So let me give you the sizings on that. If you're after this, then this is anything from a 38-inch bust up to a 48-inch bust. Waist, we're looking at 30 inches up to 41.5, and hip, we're looking at 40 hip up to a 48-inch hip. 50-inch hip, sorry, rather. Now, the bottom code down there, that's for the smaller size. So that one there is for this, and that one there is for the smaller one, which is there. So whichever one you wish, it's $11.95. RDBR04. Fab. I like that. That's one of those office wear tops that you can go from day to night, isn't it? Just pop a different necklace on or whatever and change your earrings and off you go. Whack a pair of heels on. Hello, bar. Perfect. Now, let's have a look at the fabric. Oh, should we look at the fabrics? Oh. Now, this has been really popular this hour. It is beautiful. You are going to really, really enjoy this. It's a beautiful thing. Whether you make it or not, it's just a really lovely pattern to have in your stash. 5 different patterns in there. It's from your Wovens Essential. Now, you could make this out of jersey. You could make this out of linen like we did. Absolutely beautiful. And it's from long dresses to shorter skirts to tunicky tops. It's all in there. $23.95. Alison Glass says you can basically make a capsule wardrobe out of that. NTHN62, and it covers all your sizes in there, so from sort of like 26 inches up to sort of 50. It's a vast array in there, so do go for that. Now, of course, you're going to need beautiful fabrics for that. The one that we use, should we show the one that we made the Alison Glass one out of? Now, this is Sevenberry. Now, yesterday we had Sevenberry fabric on, and you went absolutely crazy for it. This is, again, from the Japanese company Sevenberry. Now, I want to show you this one because it's a little bit more unusual in that it's a linen. It's a very lightweight cotton linen. So it's got a bit of texture to it. It's going to be lightweight to wear. It's really beautiful. It feels like cotton, but it's got a texture of linen through there. It's ever so pretty, and this is from Sevenberry. So you can pick out the reds, you can pick out the pinks. There's a peach in there. It's got the whole array, and it's just $5.95 per half a metre. But this is your flower pink print. Beautiful, really beautiful. I think actually the dress that Janis made from that woven design would be lovely for weddings, and then just put a little linen jacket over the top. Job done. Bosh. Now, was that the wrong details for it? Oh, okay. Well, this one is your pink flowers. So this is the details that we just showed you. Let's have those up again. Again, it's from Severnberry. Producer Anne, you'll be forgiven because they're both pinks. Look at this. This is more Hawaiian, I think. I love this. Now, this is a lighter weight than the linen. $5.95 for this. KEAD09. The other fabric is on the website, but this one here, a lovely, lovely drape for this. Perfect for dressmaking. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, here we go. Should we have a look at the fabrics we've used today as well? Because they're a bit special. So both of these ones have been from Severnberry, Japanese company. And then we go on to Dashwood Studios. Lots of you I know just buy Dashwood because you know the quality and you love the Dashwood. But I want to show you this one. Oh, this one, the mustard one here. Here we go. And I just want you to really see. Now, this is a metre, but you get this by the half metre. Really beautiful. If you're doing home furnishings, of course, it's also perfect for that. Then why not go and have a look on our website for the solids as well, and then you could pick out any of those bold solids. $5.95. The other Dashwood, the dusky pink, is down the bottom of your screens. So for whichever one you're going for, is absolutely gorgeous. That's the one that's down the bottom of your screen there. Gorgeous! All of our fabrics on the website. Stay with us because next hour we're silk painting. Thank you very much, Janis. Thank you for watching. See you in a minute.
Join us on Saturday the 18th of March for the launch of cloth kits on Sewing Quarter. Cloth kits were first launched in the late 1960s with the simple and ingenious idea of printing dressmaking pieces straight on to coloured fabric. The brand was reborn in 2007, and Janis Hobbs will be demonstrating how to make fabulous clothes for adults and children using these easy-to-sew, pre-printed patterns and kits. So join Janis on Saturday the 18th of March at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78. Here at the Sewing Quarter, we want to help you with your levels of sewing. Whether you're a novice or you've been sewing for years and years, we want this to be a fabulous learning curve for all of you. Whether it's making a little gift or making yourself a fabulous outfit, we will be working with some of the UK's biggest designers. You have to join us for that.
Don't forget, our sister brands are some of the leading brands in the industry, with Love Patchwork and Quilting being rated top modern quilt title on the market. Today's Quilter has achieved market leadership in the traditional quilt sector. And finally, Simply Sewing was launched in February 2015 after noticing a gap in the market for beginners. Combined, we reach over 150,000 readers every month. The Sewing Quarter is a new, inspirational sewing and quilting channel here to help educate our viewers with some of the best designers in the business. We hope to bring you some exciting demonstrations with some of the top industry experts. We're part of the Immediate Media family. Immediate Media is a fast-growing multi-platform company who operate some of the most loved brands across the UK. Our brands range from our first TV shopping channel adventure with Jewellery Maker to several successful magazines such as Simply Sewing, Radio Times, BBC Good Food and many more. We've been working incredibly hard to set up and bring you our new exciting channel, and we hope that we can help inspire you with new ideas and projects.
When you spend £10 on your first purchase, you will receive this free sewing kit from the Sewing Quarter worth £14.99.
Did you know there are multiple ways you can contact us, even if it's just to ask a question? Our friendly team are always on standby. You can call our customer service team at 0800 112 4433, email us at help@sewingquarter.com, visit our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter @sewingquarter, and even message us through our website, and our presenters will answer your questions live on air.
Hey, welcome back. Now, you'll notice I'm by myself this hour, yes, with silk painting. So this is how the conversation in the office went. We've got beautiful silk paints, so Natasha, you're doing it. Okay. They know I love to paint, that's fine. So that's what we've got, but here's the thing. This is an ancient art, and it is absolutely exquisite. It was new to me, I'm not going to lie. I'd never tried silk painting before, but the results are really beautiful. You can get kind of a watercolour effect on it, but you can get some intensity in colour. Now, whether you are an avid artist or an absolute beginner, it utterly doesn't matter. The paints kind of do the hard work for you with this. So whether you want to do your own design, entirely up to you. Whether you want to maybe use an embroidery design that you've got at home, fine, then trace. It doesn't matter. I'm going to take you step by step through so you can see two very different ways of using it. Then absolutely fine. Now we've got for you today various different ways of doing things. So let me just show you with these. This was also another design that we did. And I just wanted to show you. That was the first thing that I ever did with the silk paints, ever. Okay? And then, but you see, when you do it on a different colour, so maybe you want to use this on a cushion cover, that's it on the pink, gives a completely different feel. It suddenly becomes really warm. But then maybe you want to do it on the background and make the gold pop. Or maybe you want to do it on the orange. So you can have this just as a scarf. Or you can think about home furnishings. And back, because it is silk. I mean, it is silk. Look, it's so fine. And it was, I have to say, it was great fun. Thoroughly enjoyed working with these. So we've got for you on the show today, we've got silk paints for you to pick and choose from. And we've also got silks for you to work on, because obviously you're going to need silk. So let's start with the scarf, which is this one. Now this is, this one. We've got two different sizes. This is 35 centimetres by 130. So this is, hang on, let me get it out of the packet. This is the larger of the scarves. So we've got two for you. This is a beautiful sort of chiffon-y, can't get into it, of course. They've made it tacky, can't get in. Here we go. Here we go. So this is the chiffon scarf. Isn't that gorgeous? So now this is going to be any colour you want it to be. So actually it's rather nice just like that. But you see, what I would potentially do is with your embroidery hoop, because you have to stretch the fabric out, do sort of your detailed bit there and then just do a blur of colour throughout the rest. But if you were doing a little motif, like say for example you were doing something like that, then you could do the detailed picture-y bit at the end of your scarf and then take the colour wash throughout the rest. We get ahead of ourselves because you don't even know how to do it yet. Well, I didn't anyway. But I just wanted you, this is the silk scarf that we've got. This is the larger version. We've got two for you today. So $8.95 gets you your silk chiffon, I can't say it, chiffon scarf. It's one of those words, don't think about it too much, I just can't say it. JZCG01, and that's that. Ever so beautiful. I feel like a movie star with, lovely. And then more of a headscarf, I think, with this one. I think this is what producer Hannah and I decided earlier. Because you wear a headscarf or two, don't you, producer Hannah? She does. Yeah, she's got a lot of hair. She's got fabulous hair, actually. I'll take a photo of you. So this one is a slightly heavier texture. There we go. A little bit more of a sheen, but it still falls beautifully. So I've always wanted to be able to do that clever knotty headscarfy thing that always looks so gorgeous. You know, no, I just look like some sort of crazy bride. But you know, if you're someone who can wear your hair like that, then that's absolutely beautiful. Or big hanky. Or I would do maybe a design on there and then use that for a cushion. So it doesn't have to be a scarf. It's just how it's described. $5.95, and the paints will get you something to paint on, and you're good to go. Now, the very first thing to start off with when you do this is to know that you can use the silk paints as a wash, or you can also get another paint which is called a gutta paint, Gutta. Now, your guttas are basically a water resist. So they go on, and what happens with them is they go onto the silk, and then they dry. You have to wait for it to dry. You can speed up the drying with a hairdryer, we discovered yesterday. But you go on there. So this is the black one that I've got here. So we've got black, clear, and gold. So this is your black gutta. We'll show it in action in a minute, but if I just show you what we've got, then you'll have an idea. $3.95 for each of the guttas. In fact, I think it's $3.95 for all of the paints, isn't it? For each one. So that's the price for each of them. So that's your outline. So if you've never ever done silk painting before, it doesn't matter. Let me show you, because all I did with this was just use my gutta to draw circles, and that was the gold gutta. That was that one. And then I literally just dropped the paint over the top. So if you're sitting there going, I can't paint, I don't know how to paint, I couldn't give a go with this, you absolutely can. Because out of all of the ones that I did, producer Hannah said that this one was her favourite, and actually that's the easiest one to do. Easiest. So there we go. And then you can mix and match them. You can match them through. So with this one, you'll see that in some areas there's nothing at all. There's no colour at all, and that's because I used the clear gutta. I then went over the top and used a gold just to highlight. But if you want to have an area where there's no paint at all and see through there, then that's your clear gutta. So depending on what effect you want to get. Now, let's have a look at the colours, because we've got beautiful colours for you. We haven't bundled these. We had a big discussion about whether or not to bundle them. But we wanted you to be able to choose what sort of style, what you fancied doing. And also your budget as well, not going to lie. So we've got your basic colours here for you. So this is your yellow here. This is your yellow here. There we go. So your yellow here, $3.95. This is, and so here we go, $3.95 for your yellow. Now I've done all of these silk paints, and look, it's as if I've not touched it. You get so much in here. This is just going to last and last and last. So $3.95 for your yellow. It's your golden yellow. The next up here is your orange. And again, in fact, you know what, as I'm opening these, I may as well leave the lids off, because we're going to be having a little paint in a minute anyway. So that's your orange. Then next up is the green. Now, you can, now, we had a discussion in the office about how to use these. And there are lots of ways. So you can just paint, as we have, or you can use it as a base and then machine embroidery. In fact, Sammy Claridge was in yesterday, and she had a whole book on using this to just give a wash of colour and then to machine embroidery to put the detail in. So you could use it as a wash of colour to do like I don't know, the trunk of a tree or something, and then you could embroider with your French knots all of the detail of the leaves on over there. So you can do mixed medium with this really easily. It's very pretty. This is your blue. This is why I went with a peacock feather. Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely stunning. That's one of my favourite colours ever. But then, you see, oh, so that's your blue, $3.95, your code YXCG09. It's called turquoise, but there we go. That's your turquoise. Then your cyclamen is next, which is this one here. Ooh, it's a bit special, isn't it? Absolutely gorgeous. Hang on. Producer Hannah's saying if you could only get 2 colours, which would you go for? That's really tricky. You need at least 3 so you can mix. So maybe you want to go just for yellow, blue and red. Okay, so a golden, yellow, turquoise and the cyclamen. So if you wanted to go for the cyclamen, and then you've got sort of your primary colours to then play with. But actually you'd have to go for them all. Then you've got your ochre, which is just such a lovely warm colour. Beautiful. I can't really tip them any further because they'll all tip out because they're still so full. These are the ones that I've been using. Yeah, absolutely. So it's as if I haven't touched them. They are so full still. Now, first things first with these. I've got to move them out of the way. I've suddenly realised I need to show you how to start. So I was getting all overexcited. First things first is to get yourself a pattern. I'm going to use the drop-in technique, okay? The crazy thing about these paints, and it's a crazy wonderful thing, is that when you use your gutter, which is the first thing to do, it acts as a resist. So you can just drop the colour in and it will only spread to the edge. It won't go underneath it. It'll just go, it uses it as a barrier, which is why with this, the colour's not gone any further. Can you see? That's why I've been able to get those rich colours. I didn't wait for each of those to dry. Just drop it in and off it goes. And that's why as well on, let me grab this one, on the butterfly, you've got all those different colours and none of them have merged, only where I wanted them to. So, how do we do this? How do we do this? First things first is to find a pattern. Now, you can either draw one. So for me, I got up at silly o'clock yesterday morning and I drew that. And then so you have to, see, I've also painted over it. So just sketch out a design and then you put your silk over the top. But today we're going to work at that because I think this sort of, it's kind of Japanesey, this, isn't it? So for me, it was like, right, let's go with a lotus. Let's go with that sort of beautiful kind of symbol. So first things first is to get your fabric, iron it. You can wash and iron it first. And then just place it over the top. Get yourself a pencil. And literally just trace. And that is just going to give you the base to then follow. So maybe you've got a beautiful embroidery pattern that you love, that you'd love to have silk painted. Then grab that, copy that, as long as, you know, like copyright and everything says you can. Or if you want to do your own design, do that. But I just want to show you this from scratch because it really is simple. This came to me, no instructions or anything. So I had to have a little look on the internet. And there are lots of different techniques for you to have a go with. And they're really simple, really easy. So just really enjoy these. They are absolutely stunning. So you just do your lines like that. And then, and this was where I fell down with my first attempt, was that I didn't have a hoop. I didn't have a frame. Now on the internet, they will show you all sorts of different ways that you can make your own frame. But I quite frankly, life is too short. Now, if you want this as a cushion front or something like that, then fine, leave it like that. When I did there you go, when I did this one, we actually cut that out with our Fiskars circle cutter. So not only does it cut felt, it cuts all the way through all your materials through to silk. And then Sammy just put a quick seam around the edge of it. But you can do that. So if you've got your Fiskars circle cutter, why not cut it in a circle before you pop it in your frame? So, in fact, shall I do that? Yeah, why not? Let's just do that. So, if I've got my Fiskars circle cutter here, I need to fold my material in half because I just want to show you. You might say, oh no, that fabric's too fine. You can't possibly do that. Yes, I can. So there you go, that's my material in half there. And then you line your circle cutter up. Now, this is going to go on my fabric fold line, so I know that I have to line it up there. That's my centre point. She's quite handy, I haven't ironed it yet, isn't it? Line that up there, that over there, all lined up beautifully. Now, what size is my hoop? That's the size of my hoop, so I'm going to go 12. In fact, I might even use a smaller hoop, but I'm going to go big on this. With my circle cutter, if you've not seen them before, the blade doesn't engage until you push down and then the blade engages. You've got the two little tracks there, and I'm going to pop that into the grid there. As with Fiskars, so easy to use. Press down, and then you'll notice I'm not changing the direction of my hand. That actually just swivels round for me. So round it goes. Let me just check. Yeah, look at that. Absolutely beautiful. So that has cut through silk. Yesterday we used the Fiskars circle cutter to cut felt, but today that has just cut through silk. So it's going to go through all of your different materials. There we go. That feels a bit... Whew. Now, let's go with all the different hoops. This one is an 8-inch hoop. Let's go with this. There we go. Now, I'm just going to give a quick note to my producer. I don't know if you need me to hear you, but I can't hear anything you're saying, so I'm just going to carry on doing my own thing. There we go. There we go. That's your 8-inch there. That's 20 centimetres. And then just pop this in your frame. You need to pop this in a frame so that you need that tension, okay, for when you paint it. Quickest way to do this, grab opposite sides and then pull in. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to really tug on this. Whoops, okay, but it does help if you just push that in. Right, let's reframe that. Pop it in, just take a moment, both sides, there we go. Oh, that's what you've got to do. You've got to press down on that so it doesn't pop out. And then once that's nice and taut, just tighten that up. And we are good to go. So the very first thing that you would do is get your gutter. Now I'll go with black just to really make it show up on the screen because I know that I'm working. Hang on, let's pop that under there so you can see. And you just use this like a pen. So on it goes. Just going to come, there we go, and just use it like that, just to give yourself an outline. Just like that. So you just go over all of those pencil marks. You just go over it. Whoops. Okay, so the first thing I should have done really is just made sure that all the air was out first. Do that first, and then you won't get that bobble. You can do this thinner if you want. I'm being a little bit heavy-handed with this, but you can do it thinner if you wish. Round it goes. But you'll have more time to do it. I've just got an hour to show you. So just, there we go. Now, you see, what you want to do with this is make sure that where these edges meet, you absolutely fill them. So they must meet. Okay, because otherwise it won't act as the resist. The ink will come in, that silk paint will come in and fill any hole. So it will just fill all of that. So I'm making sure I'm going right up to the edge and out. And if it's just a decorative bit like that, then it doesn't matter. But where you want the ink to be contained, make sure that you do that. Okay, whoop. There we go. And then you can work that around there. Obviously take your time with it. I'm doing this speedy so that you can just see how easy it is to do. Dump, 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 up there, down there. And then we'll get on to the fun bit, which is the filling in. This does take a little time to dry. Okay, so I'm not going to use this one to work with. So you can speed up the drying with a hairdryer, we discovered. So there we go. Just do that, do your outline, and you're good to go. So let that happen. We'll leave that one to dry somewhere else. There we go, pop that over there. Take your time though. You know, I'm rushing because I want to get on to the good bits. Here we go. So this is the one that I'm going to work with today. I'd use the clear on this so that you get an idea of how all of these work. So get your paintbrushes. Now, some of you might be going for all of these colours. Brilliant. If you're on a budget and you just want to give it a go, you're not quite sure, I'm going to start with 3 colours, okay? I'm going to start with your primaries, effectively. Yellow, red and blue, effectively. Jay, could I please get a plate out of the kitchen? Thank you. So, dampen your brush, and I'm going to start by dropping in. What I want to do, because this is sort of an opening flower, I want to get the depth down the bottom there. Can we see the depth down the bottom there and just get it to fill? Okay, so I'm going to put my ink in, dip it in there, and I'm just going to put it in there. And can you see already it's starting to spread? So I'm just going to put, now this will go up to where that gutter is. So if I just want to start off with just at the base, so you can go in with more intensity. These work like watercolours. So once it's dry, you can work in more intensity, but you can just see it all starting to fill. You don't have to be an artist. You don't have to, you don't have to have all of those skills. It's really easy to get a really pretty effect with these. And so they start to come through. And so again, I'm going to go in there. And of course, you've then got that, because I use the clear, it's acting as that resist. It's very clever. And because of it being silk, it's just going to expand up. It's a bit like the batik fabric, isn't it? Only do batik, do they use wax, don't they? So it's your traditional arts is what we're looking at here. So this, instead of wax with this, with like you'd have with the batik, this you get the gutter instead, and you use that as your resist. Now you can, once you've done this, you can iron it, which sets the ink, and you can wash out the gutter. So you don't have to. That's why I wasn't particularly worried when the black went all over the place, because I know that I can wash it out. Doesn't matter. So don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. But it takes the stress out of it. You don't have to worry if you don't want to. So that will fill. It's really relaxing as well. So this will just fill up. If you want it to be lighter, then just pop a little bit of sort of watered down there. But what I will do, once that's dried, and it doesn't take very long to dry because it's so thin, is I will go in, I'll mix up another colour and go in just to give some detail at the bottom. Now, I want to do the leaves green. Now you'll notice, why was she calling for a plate, weird lady? I'm calling for a plate because I'm going to mix my own. So if you can only stretch to 3 colours, then mix your own green. So there we go, let's pop that. So there you go, that's your green mixed. And if I want to have it as quite a bluey green, and that's using the 2 paints on your screen. Okay. So what I want to do here is I'm going to put the green along the base, but then, and do that all the way around. But I'm then going to go in, because I want a lighter colour up the top, I'm just going to go in with that yellow and just drop a little bit of yellow on the tip so that they will then blend through. So I'm not having to do the blending, that's going to blend through for me. I can if I want. I mean, if I want to work the paint like you would watercolour, then I can do that. But it will just blend like watercolours through. So you can put one colour one end and have the other come up to meet it, should you wish. It's just another way of getting a pretty mix of colours. So in with one colour one end. If you've ever worked with alcohol inks, the way that they blend, it's sort of a bit like that. There we go. So just drop in those colours there. And then I'm just going to put in that yellow there. So far, we've only used 3 colours. It's really effective, very simple, very easy to do. So a little bit yellow there. So you can use this as the base for your embroidery. You know, you could, in fact, some of you on Facebook were saying exactly that. You could go in and do your detailing in embroidery. So once you've washed out your gutter, you could do all sorts of different embroidery through there. Now, I'm going to mix up a deeper colour of that purpley pinky colour. And again, just with 3 colours here. That's all I've used so far. There we go. I want to go in with sort of a purple. And then I'm just going to apply that down the bottom so that I just get that deeper colour down the bottom. And again, I'm not having to blend, I'm not having to do lots of difficult blending, colouring, anything like that. It's all coming through, the paint's doing that work for you. It really is beautiful to work with, really lovely to work with. And so then you start to get that depth. There we go. And I'm just and that will just spread. That will just spread through. Easy. Easy, easy. Okay, so next I want to show you something just as easy, and that's the background. Now, if you don't want to do flowers, if you just want to basically just splash it on, you can. So you don't have to be, and that's all that I did with this, was just splash it on. But it gives quite a lovely vibrant colour. We rather liked it. Now you'll see on here that it looks a little bit mottledy. So if you want to start getting some texture in, there's a really easy trick using just a household item out of your cupboards that you can do. So let me show you that. Now, because I've already got that green and I want sort of a watery background, okay, I'm just going to go around and just drop ink on like that and just watch it spread. Really pretty. And it will just spread out. It's really lovely, isn't it? Now, if you want to get the brush set, and it's lovely actually because you get all sorts of 5 different sizes, then do. And you know, you can grab the whole set, so you can make it as affordable as you wish with this, because you don't have to get all the colours if you don't want. If you just want to dabble. And this has just been made with 3 colours. Really easy, really simple. Let those colours go through. Now, as this is, when this is wet, I'm just going to add a little bit more water there, just as it starts to spread. As this is wet, what you want to do is get some salt, just normal household salt, and you want to just sprinkle it over the top. Which sounds really strange, and you're probably at home thinking, what is she talking about? But watch this. So I put on that, and then got my rock salt there. Just sprinkle on some salt over the wet bits. And if it's already dried, then that's absolutely fine. Just go in with some water. And what it will do, you'll notice, is it's basically osmosis. So what happens is that the water is attracted to the salt because it's drier and it's going to pull up. So I think you can put the salt on first if you want. Let's try that as an option. So you can always... And it just gives a mottledy effect. So do you know what? Experiment. Just have a good old play. You're going to, so if you want that watery effect, then do. There's no right or wrong. You're creating, you're in charge, you do as you please. With the intensity that you want, it's entirely up to you. Oh, hello, that's rather nice. That purple's mixed in with that green on my palette. I'm going to whack a bit of that on there. That's nice. And happy accidents will happen. Oh, I like this. This is me happy. So if you look at my plate again, so on my plate, you know that beautiful green that I'd made, my purple, my purple is mixed in. So basically all three of the colours. And that's, so if you look at my actual kitchen plate there, it's coming to a happy melee there. But you can add different colours through. It's entirely up to you. So just from using three colours. So if you want to get all colours, do. Of course do. I'm not gonna say don't. But if you're just starting out and you're thinking, I'm not sure if I'm going to love this, but I love that effect and I would love to give it a go, then do. Treat yourself. It's just relaxing, it's fun, it's pretty, and it's not difficult. You know, that's what I really like about it. You can get that gorgeous watercolour effect really easily. And you can see these were the drops that I did earlier, and they've all expanded as much as they can. But that's because of the silk that we're using. And so you can see on here where that salt is, it's picking away at the pigment. And just, there we go, let's pop that in. So this is, I mean, how quick has this been? Really quick. And it's as much as you want to go in and do. Now, if I want to, I can go back in if I want to and do something darker down the base and just keep on adding in those layers. And again, that will just bleed up and through. So you just start to get almost some shading coming in. Should you wish. If you want to get any depth there. Or if you think, actually, do you know what? I'd like a little bit more colour in that green. Then you can go in and add a little bit more in there. If you say you want a bit of a darker green, then just mix one up. And just drop it in. And again, it will just spread. You could spend hours doing this. It's really lovely. But you do have to wait for the resist to dry. You do have to wait for that gutter to dry. Now, if you were going to back it onto a cushion maybe, then think about what colour you want to come through. Oh, I like that. I think that's ever so pretty. I'm just going to go with some blue through there. And it's just like a watercolour technique, basically. So if you want to highlight any areas or just deepen the colour, just reapply. You don't just have to drop it on. You can actually apply through there. Oh, that's lovely, isn't it? Sorry, just talking to myself. I'm having a lovely time. This is like the chill out hour, isn't it? So if you do want to just, because now, here we go. If that's it with a clear background. And so it does look a bit watercolory, doesn't it? It does look like sort of water through there. Now maybe you want to highlight your leaves, maybe. Then we're going to go back in with the gold gutter. Hang on. Give that a shake. That's the gold gutter. That's a fresh gold gutter. Antique gold. Now you can use it before or afterwards. So I went in with the clear to start off with. But what I would really like to do is now just highlight the odd piece. So I might want to highlight, say, on my leaf. Now do just give it a little squeeze first, so it doesn't splutter, because if you want this to be decorative, then make sure that you've got any air bubbles out first. And just take a little bit more time than I did with the black. And of course you can spin it around. There we go. So if you want to go in and highlight with another colour, then you can. So you just start to get just a little bit of detailing there, should you wish. Or if you want to put veins or something in with your petals, then you can do that. So you've got freedom to do. Now you don't have to use the gutter at all. You can just do backgrounds. You can just do washes. So if you want to have the scarf and you just want to do a wash with it, then do. So your scarf is £8.95, and I'll show you that in just 1 minute, but I'm just a bit involved in my paint at the moment. And if I wanted to just highlight that there is just the fold of the leaf, then I can. There. And I might even just highlight the tip. There you go. Done. Bish, bash, bosh. So it's that easy. It really is that easy. And that's how it goes. So I just wanted to show you that. So let's go through everything that we've got on the show for you today, because all sorts of different colours. So that's very, very basic. You know, there is so much more. And if you search online, gosh, some of the Japanese silkwork is absolutely stunning. Now, you're going to need goodies for this, so let's go through the... It's only because I know how clumsy I am. I'm just putting the lids back on because I can just see me going whoosh across the whole studio. So, and that would make people cry. So we're not going to do that. There we go. Let's pop those to one side there. There. And let's go through everything that we've used. So, the scarf. If you want to start off with the scarf... And of course, this is the larger of the two. Now, it shows you online how to make a frame, if you want to make a frame. I've just used embroidery hoops. And you could hoop sections at a time. It's entirely up to you. So if you just wanted to do just a simple wash technique, just hoop a bit at a time. You can hair dryer it off if you're impatient for it to dry. But that is... There you go. That's it. It's always back to front. I can never remember which way around I've got to go. So that's your silk chiffon scarf. I think it's 1.5 meters by 35 centimetres, something like that. £8.95 there. Oh, it was 1.30 meters, sorry. 1.30 meters by 35 centimetres, and that's £8.95. So then Oh yeah, imagine that and all those beautiful colours. La, 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 it'd be lovely. Now, okay, so if you want the other scarf, the head scarf, obviously you will get a whole one. I might. I might have cut into this, but but it does just go. This is the trouble, isn't it? When I just take things off the set, I go, I'll just use that. You'll get a whole one. But there we go. That's had a 12.5-inch circle taken out of it with our Fiskars circle cutter. So it just goes to show how well that cuts delicate materials. So there you go. You'll get a whole one. But it's basically to show you the sizing. So if you wanted to do these as beautiful cushions, then you can. So a lot of you multi-buying for these, and buy enough that you're not afraid to give it a go. If you only buy one, then you might think, oh, I don't want to ruin it. Maybe just grab a couple. You can always just practice on a corner or something, and just have a go. Maybe you've got some old silk scarves that you want to upcycle with this. You can do all of that. For me, I think what I really loved the idea of was the vibrancy, but you can have it so that it's going to be transparent, so that it's going to be like that. And you could hang that on the wall, behind a white wall, very pretty. But you can also, and let's have a look at these over here. So you've got, here we go, so that one there, that one was just circles of gutter, and I've used the gutter there, the gold one, so that it's adding that bit of bling. But you can wash the gutter out. Then over here on this one, and that was just a quick design that I drew, well, yesterday morning at 3 o'clock in the morning, if I'm completely honest. And then I haven't even gone in with a colour behind. So that is just about the design. Now, I've got some plains for you, because if you're like me and you think, oh, I'd really like to make a cushion or something in it. Let me show you these on the different colours. So there it is as a white background, but here we go. If you pop an orange behind it, doesn't it change it? Doesn't it absolutely change it? Shall I do it half and half so you can see? So the intensity just changes completely by whatever colour you put behind it. Really rich. So if you just want a white behind it, then you've got that. Now, maybe you want to go for black behind it. What's that going to look? I could play with these for hours. Get rid of that. Oh, yeah, that's nice. So what we've done for you is we've picked out some of the solids that we've got from our McCalls Solid Spectrum range, and we've just put them on the website. So we've got the orange, the optical white, that lovely pink, and this black. We haven't shown you the pink yet. Here we go. This is the pink. But if you wanted to do sort of a cushion, or, back this onto something and have it, maybe you want to do that. Oh, that's a bit special, isn't it? That's nice. Lovely. And then, so let's swap this one out for this one, and let's play again. So let's stay with the pink. And of course, because I haven't done a coloured background on this, it's suddenly the golds come through. What's that going to look like on the black? Ooh. Oh. Okay, so producer Hannah likes it on the black best. I think because it brings the gold through, doesn't it? It looks very, very opulent. But you haven't seen it on the orange yet. Let's have a look at it on the orange. So the orange details coming in along the bottom of your screen. Completely different feel. So however you want to play with these, just give them a go, but grab them and have fun with them. So let's go through all of the colours that we've got for you paint-wise. Let's move my plate out of the way. Over there. So we've got over here, let's start with the yellow. So, oh, have we got messages, Hannah? Oh, apparently never seen this technique before. Who's that? Sonia says never seen this technique before. I hadn't, Sonia. But she says she must try it. Oh, give it a go because it's really lovely. So there we go. That's your yellow paint and it's $3.95 per pot. But like I say, you know, I've done 1, 2, 3, 4 different designs now. And it's fine. Still going strong. This one here, these are all the ones that I did. So that piece that I did for you this morning, that's just using 3 colours. So, and there you go. So that's just got 3 colours in. This is your cyclamen. $3.95 for your cyclamen. This one here is your orange. There you go, that's easy to say, isn't it? That's your orange. Basically, these are all $3.95. If you've seen a colour that you really want, then please do give our customer services a call and just say which colours that you want. It's free to phone 0800 112 4433. Then this one is your ochre. So if you want that lovely, rich, browny orange, then go with ochre. Quite limited on the ochre, so if you want that, grab it quick. And then this one is your turquoise. Hannah, shall I use another frame and we'll just have a little stripe of all these colours? Okay, we'll go, and then maybe we can just do a stripe of each colour and you can see. Then that's your turquoise, and then your green is there. So your ochre turquoise, and then that's those. Here we go. So which one are we going for next? Turquoise next? Yeah. So we need you. Do you know what? I'm gonna do another frame. I'm gonna do up another frame while we put up those details. So if you're after the turquoise, then there you go. Grab that now. Now. Will I fit that on there? Possibly not. I'll go for a little frame just so that you can see. Now, the frames are vital. Oh, don't forget your gutter. So you've got your clear, black and gold for you to choose from. And it's entirely up to you as to which one you go for. Maybe you go like I did on the last one, where it's gold and clear. And I've gone in with the gold to highlight afterwards, because you can do that too. So just quickly pop a little frame. Have we got any scissors? Yes, we have. So I'll just trim that up. So really easy, just hoop them up. Which also means that you can then embroider onto these. So you can hand embroider onto these as well. Because once they're in your embroidery frame, you know, you can hand stitch. Perfect. So you 12 centimetres. There we go. Move that over to there. And let's start fresh. So I want to show you all these different colours because we've talked about them now. Let's show them. So which colour have we got on at the moment? Which one do you want to start with? Let's go yellow. No, let's go ochre. So, because we haven't shown the ochre in any way. So I'm just going to do a swatch of your ochre. That is your ochre there. I'm going to do a veritable rainbow for you very quickly because we're running out of time. That's what happens, you see. Give me pretty paints and I run out of time. That's your yellow. And of course, they're just going to mix and blend, which is the absolute joy of these. Ooh, yeah, look at that. This one's your orange. So you see the ochre is kind of a more of a browny colour. So maybe if you're doing like your traditional sort of koi carp or something, then maybe you might want to go with that. This is your cyclamen. Now we've seen quite a lot of the cyclamen, but I just want you to see how that's going to mix through there. Oh, these are rather beautiful. And then I'm going to go yellow again. And you just see they just all merge. So you could do this just down a scarf. You don't have to do patterns. You don't have to do anything else. You could just do strips of colour. And you see how these, and oh, I just think it's beautiful. And again, I've used barely any of these paints because you just need so little because it spreads to such a degree. Oh, that's a lovely green, isn't it? And then that turquoise. And these will just blend and merge beautifully. There you go. That's your turquoise on the edge there. So you could just do that. You could just find your colours and just mix them. And then, of course, if you want to get that mottled, then do your salt technique over the top. I might go in with that ochre again around the edge because I've kind of lost that a bit. But you can, you know, you can just play. There are so many different techniques out there. And that will then, that's your ochre. That will then merge through. I like. There you go. So that just shows you your different colours. And then remember, whichever gutta, which is the water resist. Now it might be that you don't want to. You just want to colour your silks. In which case, just go for the inks. But if you do want to do something where there is a resist, and let me show you this again. So, and as this dries, the salt will come off. But you can just see, just brushes off. You can see this is your clear here. This is your clear gutta there. And I've gone in to highlight with the gold. What happens if I hold this behind the black? Ooh. Ooh, I quite like that. Doesn't that make the gold pop? So you could stitch on top of that and have that as a cushion. That would be gorgeous. And people wouldn't necessarily know how you'd done that. Make yourself a nice round cushion. You're kind of making, yeah, you are. You're kind of making your own fabric. Oh, I do like this. So because of, yeah, please do go through the embroidery hoops. Let me show you the different sizes. This one is your 8-inch embroidery hoop that we've used. So that's 20 centimetres. Then you can grab that. We've got various different sizes for you. But you see that, there you go, with the clear, you see, you get, I think that's why it really pops on the black and the white with this, because you've used the clear, the transparent gutta. Oh, I love that. I think that's beautiful. So it just makes the gold pop. So the clear is there, but you see, you can wash that clear out. Obviously, the gold would wash out as well. So if you wanted to do that, set it first. You have to set it with steam. So just use your steam iron, and that will set it, and then that ink will be colour fast. And then you just wash it, the gutta would come out. You could go back in with the gold afterwards. There's nothing to stop you from doing that. But have a play. Have a play and really enjoy these. Looking at that, actually, I'm going to go in with the gutta and just do the tops. Now, if you're after the colours, then here are your colours here in that rainbow. Looking rather gorgeous. Do take a look at the website, but they're what the colours look like. And you can see the salt taking those colours and really giving us a fabulous feathery effect through there. And that's what adding the salt into. It's just one of many, many techniques. I've just seen, looking in the camera, that I actually want to just add a little bit of gold just to the top here. Work on a mat if you've got one. If not, just be very careful. There we go. Now, the silk scarves are across the bottom for you. We've got two, so we've got like an actual scarf, like proper scarf length scarf, if you like. And that's 130 centimetres by 35, and that's £8.95. If you want the sort of squarish one, the 55, well, it is square, isn't it? It's 55 by 55, which is what I've done both of these from. Then you can grab that for just £5.95. So whether you just buy one to start playing with, I've done two, and actually I could do 3 more out of the smaller ones out of that. Then it's, you know, have a play, get these techniques, get the long scarf. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. This is such a lovely, lovely way of working. So let's have a look at these. So this here is gold gutter. And this is just a design that I drew by hand, traced through. And of course, you trim back all your silk afterwards or before. I didn't have the circle cutter at home when I did this one, so you have to excuse that. So of course, you know, if you're doing this along the silk scarf, then you can just do one area, move it along, do the next. I quite like this one actually on the white fabric, so I'm just going to come back in on the white. But you see, I also did that we haven't really shown, and that is this one. So you see, for me, this is saying cushion. Isn't it? That's on fire, isn't it? It's sort of that carnival feel. And again, it's just a wash of colour along the back. Nothing special. I literally just washed those ink through. Now, I have to admit to something here, okay? Had I had more time, what happened was, when I got the inks, I'd forgotten to order the hoops, okay? You have to have this on a taut frame. So I tried to use an old picture frame, and it sank. So you'll see down here, I'd used the clear, and you can just see that there was lots of clear. And that was when I discovered you could go in with the gold to put detail back in. And so it really didn't matter. But this was my first ever attempt with the paints. And it's just colourful and vibrant. But I just made sure that I had a few sections that were totally encased, so that the inks would go up to that barrier. That's what the gutter is. The gutter is your barrier. So grab those scarves. If you want the hoop, then it's £4.45. That's for a 30 centimetre one. That's the largest one that we've got. If you want the outliner, the gold gutter outliner, that's £3.95. Everything else is on the web. So do give it a good go. Are we out of time already? No way. Where did that hour go? Well, thank you ever so much for joining me today. We've had a lovely day. We've solved all your tool issues this morning in our 8 o'clock show with Janis. And then we've had bunting galore and rickrack as well. And then, of course, we had a play at dressmaking, and now a play with some beautiful inks. Just to show you this. Look at that. Beautiful. See you later. Bye-bye.
Sewing Quarter is at the very heart of sewing, as we bring you all things sewing and quilting. The team behind us live and breathe sewing day to day. We strive to bring you exclusive offers, exciting live demonstrations, and most importantly, we will custom cut fabric to your specification in our very own cutting room. We will also be bringing you TV exclusives that you won't be able to find anywhere else. So come and join us today at the Sewing Quarter.
Welcome to the Sewing Quarter!